Ready or not, here we go. So I asked this girl out on a date, and I asked her to meet me at the gym. She never showed up, so I guess we're not going to work out.
Hey, that's all right.
All right. Good. I got a little bit of a chuckle out of that one. So
yeah, that's what 3 weeks of prep gives you.
You had 3 weeks to just a good joke.
That's what you get. 3 weeks of prep, and that's the joke that you get. Welcome everyone to the Underground Sound episode number 44. I am DJ Exec. With me are two luxurious and handsome gentlemen, as always. One known as CarlosFandango, one known as Smart Monkey. Together we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and we will find the music that you love to have.
And of course, don't forget to click on the little bell on YouTube, because that means you'll get all the notifications on whenever Tom uploads new Underground Sound videos.
That's right. And we'll still be uploading videos and doing everything that we possibly can here to shed light on these underground and indie musicians. However, YouTube, once again, is just making things a bit more difficult to actually do the things that we want to do here. So we're going to be spending a little bit more time focusing on our radio station. Radio station, I do expect to launch mid-August. If everything...
What? Sorry, I was just going to say that's bad because sorry. I was just going to say it's more boo tube than YouTube. Boo.
No, it's very bad. Yeah,
let's get in there. Yeah, it's not good. I don't say boob tube either.
You get the boob tube. Boob tube. So where was I going?
Sorry, I took you off his back on the treadmill, Tom.
Maybe I should just go back to the joke, or lack thereof, for that matter. But yeah, I think we've went through this about 4 or 5 different times already, where YouTube is making it just increasingly difficult to do what we want to do with this show, which is promote all this fantastic indie music that we listen to and we do want to share with everybody. But for all intents and purposes, with the radio station coming out, then I do think that advertising dollars are better spent on the radio station than they are on YouTube. So that's just going to be our thing with that. Big shout out and special thank you to our show sponsor, as per usual, Nathan Brashear. Big shout out and special thank you to our show sponsor, Nathan Brashear of Monsters Are Real, is what I was going to say there. And Nathan has a song which is called Stand Off. Please do enjoy Stand Off now.
going to be a promising show.
It is. It is. It is.
You pregnant pauses, yeah.
I like what you got down. You got something down there, haven't you? Like a little bucket of random things.
It's like a little, like a little midget butler. You know what I mean? So. All right.
I got my own little bucket. Yes, great.
Whew. All right. Catch your breath a little bit here. That one was Stand Off by Monsters Are Real. Please do visit monstersarerealmusic.com, which is Nathan's official home, and check out Nathan's body of work there. We do want to thank you for the show sponsorship, brother. It does help us go a long way with promoting all of these fantastic indie musicians. Now, getting to a birthdays today. Today is July 21st. 2023. First of all, we would like to say happy birthday to our very own Carlos Fandango, who celebrated his birthday on July 11th. So it's the big 5-1 now, is it, Carl?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, which is odd because 5-0 didn't feel like, I don't know, it felt like half a century. So I was halfway there. If I lived to 100 years old, which would be lucky if I do, then I'm half my life, still to go. 51 is kind of, definitely over the edge now. So that was it felt quite weird on the day. So, and I was working as well, so it's never good to work on your birthday. But did get quite a cool card from Susie. So it's a little romantic old picture couple, and she's saying, "I'm so lucky to have such a romantic man." And he's thinking, "I wonder how much the average poo weighs." So I quite like that one, and I've got some good, cool jokes as well. I mean, to go along with the presents. I can't remember which this one was for. Oh, that's right. Yes, because this was like an iTunes voucher. So she put, "What kind of music is scary for birthday balloons?"
Pop.
Yeah, pop music. Yeah, indeed, pop music. I had a present that was what was that to do with books, wasn't it? Memorable one. This one, that must have been. But basically, I wrote The Hobbit the other night. I think I was Tolkien in my sleep. Okay, this one was a DVD present I got. 2 rats sit in a dustbin and eat a DVD. Suddenly one says, Carlos, I think the book was better. And this one, for this present I'm going to show you, which is a cool present. How do Ewoks communicate? And this only works if you say it in an American accent, I think. How do Ewoks communicate? On their Ewokey-talkies. So,
right.
That does lead me to this really cool present, because I've got a See No Evil stormtrooper, a Hear No Evil stormtrooper.
That was too long a pause. Come up with a
I was hoping for a bit of a reaction.
I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I can't quite remember what the...
There's got to be a hit. There's got to be a hit No Evil in there.
Yeah. So you got the See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and Hear No Evil, and and what did I do? This as soon as I put them on the bookshelf up there, I dropped one and it broke him at the ankles. The weakest point on a stormtrooper is, of course, well known as the ankles, and snapped off the ankles, and I had to glue him back together again. So, and one of the best presents of all, well, one of the most practical presents, as you know, I've had a bit of a wee almost mishaps and things. Well, actual wee mishaps at work. So I had this one from my cat Purdy. Many happy returns of the day, and I've got this wonderful emergency container with very aptly large hole. I must say.
There's actually a wee in there.
Oh my god! I thought it was Coca-Cola. Oh, right, okay. So and there's also a she-wee thing, like a she thing you can put on it, I think. So I would recommend anybody get one, because it's, if you're a salesperson, you're out and about, get one. It's great. I haven't actually used it yet, but it's there in case I need it in emergency.
Well, I mean, if you're a salesman or an Uber driver, then I can vouch for Carl. That's a very, very good idea. You don't always get to stop someplace where there is a bathroom. Well, thank you for sharing your present.
Yeah, problem is you still got to get it out in public, haven't you? So that's the difficulty.
the shiwi comes in quite handy if you've had a hot curry as well. So
yeah, that's what the attachment's for, I think. Help it in.
It's not exactly a shiwi, is it?
No, I don't think so. Not, it's not quite a shiwi, but it's just kind of a thing to funnel it in, I think. I don't know. Anyway, on with the music.
Indeed, let's move on with the music. Once again, today is July 21st, 2023. Also sharing a birthday with us today, Cat Stevens, born in 1948 on today's day. And unfortunately, it's kind of like the one kind of like notable birthday here. Unfortunately, we did have to deal with two deaths within the last few weeks here, or within the last week, I believe it was. Was it Jane Birkin that was last week?
Yeah, the English actress, model, and yeah, she basically she did die last week. And I mean, most famously musically, which is why we're mentioning it, is Je t'aime moi non plus, the sexy sort of French saucy song that was banned by the BBC at the time and a number of radio stations, but was such a cool track with the music and everything, where they're whispering to each other, Je t'aime, oui, je t'aime, and all that kind of thing. So, yes, very racy for its day, even racy now, I would say.
Okay.
The original version that Serge Gainsbourg recorded was with Brigitte Bardot, his then girlfriend. Then he re-recorded it with Jane Birkin a couple of years later.
Jane Birkin, unfortunately, died at the age of 76. And at the age of 96, we say goodbye to Tony Bennett, which was either just today or yesterday, from what I recall. So we shall, as we do on the Underground Sound here, raise a glass and cheers. And thank you for the music.
Cheers. Yes, cheers indeed. The Good Life. Great song as well. I mean, Left My Heart in San Francisco is the big standard of ballad of his, but he did sing so many, and apparently he was the any orchestra's favorite singer because he just sung on point exactly where he should and how he should, and he was one of the great singers of all time.
Absolutely agreed with that 100%. Now on with episode 44 of the Underground Sound. What I think I'm going to do with this one is I think I'm going to add a little bit of a cartoon effect to us. So hopefully this works. It's snap, and now we are cartoons.
Oh, really? So we just talk. It would be in cartoon form.
It will be more or less kind of like comic book cartoons. We're not going to like look like The Simpsons or anything like that, but like comic book cartoons.
Oh, I see. It's happened to Rob already.
I have already turned into a cartoon.
Another long pause.
No idea what the hell I'm just boy.
That's very good.
To the first song of our regularly scheduled program here, Karan Karma with Dangerous. What can you tell us about this song, Carlos Fandango?
Right, what can I say about this song? Let's see if I can ramble on until I've signed into slaps.com. Clicked on the track like a preparation. Karan Karma. Okay, so what do we know about Karan? So it's Karan might be Karan actually, because he's from London, singer, songwriter, and musician. Influences include Bruno Mars, Usher, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Charlie Puth, The Weeknd, and Free Nationals. So. This particular track is called Dangerous. Now, what do we know about Dangerous? This is his upbeat, funky, disco pop style track. It's an original written and performed by himself. What do people say about it? Thumbs up, nice mix, good work on the voice mixing. Yes, yes, and yes. The bass beat and the groove. Funky 80s retro vibe, which is a really good thing. Well done, good production. So that was from Music from the Box. Commenting there, and yeah, and I just said, yep, definitely got that retro feel. See what you think, because I think it's quite a good show opener. It's not a rock one, but it's a BT pop synth one. You might enjoy it.
All right, so not our typical show opener or show starter, as we say here at times. Karan or Karan Karma with the song called Dangerous, also available on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music. Let's check it out. All right, Karan Karma with Dangerous. Poppy, definitely. That's for sure a smart monkey. What do we think?
Yes. Definitely disco, isn't it? Got all that disco vibe going through it. And yeah, quite interesting. Start the show with a bit of disco. Don't normally do that, so that's quite cool. It has a retro feel, and yet it also has a quite modern feel to it as well, and does remind me. I mean, they mentioned in their influences Weekend and Bruno Mars, The Weekend and Bruno Mars, and I did get elements of those artists in there. Chorus is really catchy, just sort of sits in your head, and yeah, earworm just stays there. It's a solid production. His vocals are very good. Yeah, it's a solid track, to be fair. You know, is it my kind of music? Not necessarily, but it's very good, and I would say, you know, radio friendly. So yeah, good on him. Good work.
Retro feel to it, that is for sure. But also, I think that as Carlos's joke is, what are birthday balloons afraid of? Pop. Then I'd say it has some pop elements to it. What do you think, Carlos Fandango?
Yeah, I think you're right with your poppy, pop, or whatever it was you said. So pop. It was certainly pop. And yeah, I mean, it's got that retro vibe, but the modern vibe. So you've got The Weekend definitely in there. Yeah, better Bruno Mars. Yeah, sort of if The Weekend were doing another song with Daft Punk, you know, if this was recorded by The Weekend, this would be a big hit, no doubt about it. It's a strong song. It's well produced, got a good groove about it. Particularly the bass sound is good, and it's quite funky. Gets going around the 120 mark, but it's, you know, we've got a fair bit of ebb and flow. I should have brought the ebb and flow bird down, but it would be up here somewhere, coming down. So, but basically, yeah, a bit of Michael Jackson in there, quite heavily influenced, I can hear, and Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me is kind of in there as well, which was a sort of alternative Michael Jackson sort of type of song. But yeah, I mean, it's a very high voice, naturally high falsetto voice. I think, yeah, where Michael Jackson would have that high voice, he would also be able to put an element of the rock sort of gravel in the voice slightly, a lot of rhythmic elements and things in the breathing and things. So I think there's one thing that Karan could you know, introduce is, without wanting to copy Michael Jackson, is just have, you know, just keep defining your style, Karan, and working on it, and add some interesting elements in there just to make the voice vary, because it was same all the way throughout, which isn't a bad thing, because it's a good voice and it's a distinct voice and a unique voice. But yeah, just add a little bit more flavor to it would be good. That was all I would add to that. Otherwise, yeah, good opening track, strong.
I just wanted to add that I felt it had a little bit of a poppy element to it. I don't know if any of
Oh, do you think? I suppose it was a bit poppy, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit poppy. A disco and a little bit of poppiness to it. But I just thought I'd throw that in there because I don't think anyone mentioned that.
No, you're right. We were remiss to mention the pop side of things. And it is poppy.
Tom's face, Tom's like...
Am I taking crazy pills over here? I could have sworn that I mentioned pop, but yeah.
You might have done. We'll have to play it back and see if pop was mentioned.
Oh. I don't know. I just don't think we have until that moment just then.
All right. Well, I'll check it out in post production. If I haven't mentioned it, then yeah, it does sound a little bit of a poppy beat there. So yeah, no. So as per my comment, and pretty much what you gentlemen said here, is I got strong influences from The Weeknd and very strong influences from Michael Jackson as well. Definitely sounds like a Michael Jackson sort of song. If this were released in the 80s, it would be a hit, obviously, because Michael Jackson would be singing this. And you know, as to your point, Carl, if The Weeknd had released this, then this would be all over the radio and it would be a hit already. So yeah, not much to say. It's a pretty solid production. It sounded great. It was nice. The voice is nice. The song is nice. I mean, it's just everything about it is really, it's nice. It's good. It's a very nice song. It's very well put together. So wishing you the best of luck, and folks, wishing everybody the best of luck that we can. Please do visit the video description below. Find the links to these artists here. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing Spotify links because if they are on Spotify, I would like for these artists to get paid for that. We listen to this on Slaps just because of it seems like the audio difficulties that we have had in the past, that seems to kind of like go away when we listen to them on Slap. So, but I will be including the Spotify links. So if you click on there, save them to your playlist, share them with your friends. Please, by all means, do share the show as well. But let's make sure that a little bit of money at least falls into these artists' pockets too. So moving on to song number 2, a name that I'm familiar with here, Jake Thompson, A Bitter Piece of You. Carlos Fandango.
So all those weeks and weeks ago when we did our last show, I think we had Jake Thompson on one of the last 2 shows that we did, show 43 or 42. And now Jake had been involved in BBC Introducing and really sort of trying to promote himself. But again, another good song from this upcoming solo artist, and this one's called Bitter Piece of You. It says it's track 3 from his EP Losing Time. Check out both the other songs on the page and stream them via the links below, blah, blah, blah. So what do people say about this? Jerry Cut says, wow, good song, bro. My favorite. I can tell you have life experiences behind your lyrics. Well, that's interesting because he's a very young guy. So I think he's showing maturity in his writing, and you'll probably hear this now. But one person says, so many chills, I can just feel the emotion behind it. See what you think. See if you think it's in the pop category as well. See if you think this one's poppy as well.
Well, let's hope that it is poppy. And we'll definitely make a note of it if it is poppy. So Jake Thompson, from what I remember, we did like his last song. I do not remember the name of it for the life of me right now. But so if we're gonna follow the trend here, then we should be in for a treat. Bitter Piece of You is also available on Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. As far as the icons here are concerned, Jake Thompson, Bitter Piece of You. Let's check it out.
I'm painting pictures on the walls, the kind of ones you've seen before. I need you more. Since you've been gone, I figured out you're all I want. Can we rewind it? There's no denying of the love that it was. I'm holding on since you've been gone, but at what cost? And I want you here, 'cause I couldn't cope all this time without you near. But I'm hoping I'll find a better piece of us than the bitter piece of you. Time and time, you're still there. Get out my head, I don't want you here. But I'm a sucker for your love. Need to let you go and let you out, but I know I won't, 'cause I can't control it. So stop denying of the love that it was. Holding on since you've been gone, but at what cost? And I want you here, 'cause I couldn't cope all this time without you near. But I'm hoping I'll find a better piece of us than the bitter piece of you. of the love that it was. I'm holding on since you've been gone, but at what cost? And I want you here, 'cause I couldn't cope all this time without you near. But I'm hoping I'll find a better piece of us than the bitter piece of you. Oh, yeah. Of you. Piece of us than the bitter piece of you.
All right. We're gonna need the purple bowl of destiny to throw a monkey wrench into what's going on here today, because we're gonna have a really difficult time choosing a top three. It seems like already. Carlos Fandango.
Indeed. Okay, so upcoming pop artists with heavy influences of, you can hear sort of, I think I said last time we reviewed Jake's previous song was that he has that kind of Lewis Capaldi thing going on. I don't, as I mentioned before, I like Lewis Capaldi's voice, but I do like Jake Thompson's voice. But there's a bit of Ed Sheeran in there. Yeah, when Ed Sheeran sings and just plays the guitar live in front of the audience and holds an audience captive on every word that he sings, I think, yeah, Jake's got this here. He's captured a bit of magic in a bottle here, and with this, I don't know if it's the first take or composite of takes or what, but very often, you know, when you do your first take, it's the most natural take of all, and sometimes the best one. Me, it takes me ages to sort of get into the groove sometimes, and I have to sing a few takes, but some people can just do it and switch it on, but he's got emotion in there, and I think with this one, it's not just the delivery of the vocals, but it's a solid composition, contemporary pop ballad. It's mature in the lyrics. I'm hoping I'll find a better piece of us than the bitter piece of you. It's not what a young person would normally write. So that's very mature pop writing, showing lots of promise for the future. So I've got great hopes for Jake. I really wish him all the best and hope he, you know, just has massive success. I feel like, you know, it's one of those artists that we may have chanced upon that is going to become big, and I really look forward to hearing more from him. I mean, you know, it's a sort of pop ballad. I think you could, if there's one thing I would probably contemplate as a single version, is probably keeping it to about 3 minutes. I'm not too fussed either way, because I think it's a good enough song. But you could probably, that would be a live version, album version. But I think for a single version, keep it to around 3 minutes, and that'd be just perfect for the radio. Good work.
Well, I got to say that whether this be, you know, a single version or the album version for the radio edit, I think that this would work. Honestly, that's my 2 cents on that one. Mr. Smart Monkey, what's the user?
Yeah. So oddly enough, when I first heard this song and that guitar intro comes in, I thought, oh, we're going to have a bit of a rock sort of track with a similar vein to Radiohead's guitar style. It doesn't turn out like that. It turns out to be very much a sort of acoustic track that is totally owned by Jake's vocals. They're stunning. There's no doubt about it, and you know, they are the star of the show. However, there was this little element of me that was then going, oh, I wonder what Jake would sound like if he had a bit of a rockier back in as well, you know. So I'm really intrigued with that. So Jake, if you ever get a chance, just try it. just try it and mail it to me. And I just want to hear it because I reckon it'd be really cool. But anyway, back to this track and how this one was structured. I mean, it's a very good song, and you know, Jake, his talent, he just oozes talent, to be fair. Lyrics are strong, you know, it is an acoustic piece. His vocals just shine. He's a seriously talented singer. It's obvious. We've heard 2 tracks now, and both those tracks have been incredibly strong. You know, he's got to go somewhere. He definitely has. He has the talent, and someone is just going to register it, pick it up, and he's going to be big at some point. The other thought I had was if you could just he's one of those talents that his vocals are the star and the acoustic element is really good, but sometimes you just would love to hear like maybe some extra layers of orchestral parts or something like that. And I was thinking, you know, if you had that as well, I think some of this would shine. But all in all, really strong, really, really strong. Great track.
Agreed.
Sorry, just quickly, that's a really good point, because that's something that I think could be added with the top producer. You're going to get something like a nice string section on there. I don't think cello on its own would be enough, but I do think a proper string section there would be nice. Just a 4-5 piece quintet would be nice.
Well, I think, you know, if you had a little bit of orchestral value to it, maybe a little bit of, you know, the shaker snare kind of like effect to it, you know, it doesn't really need to be a ton of drums in here for this song. It is a very ballad piece, and I gotta say, the intro, I'm going to be kind of like on a Smart Monkeys page here. I honestly thought that, you know, we were going to go into a bit of a rock and kind of like a ska kind of thing, because what I picked up on was Sublime and especially Santeria kind of like sounded like the there. But all in all, I got to say, it's really good production. The vocal range for Jake here, I mean, he hits the highs, he hits the lows. I mean, he's really, really, really got the talent that a singer needs to really kind of like make any music just kind of like ooze greatness and everything. So, you know, with the comparisons, I think that we're all on the same page. So I kind of like got a bit of Sublime, bit of Ed Sheeran style to it, I should say. A Daniel Bedingfield, Radiohead, most definitely. I think that with the last song, I think I may have said the same thing, is that the Radiohead element really kind of like flows through the song. In either case, a great song, lovely bit of music there to listen to, and as mentioned before, the Purple Bowl of Destiny needs to mess something up, because it's going to be really difficult choosing a top 3 if we keep on this trajectory for the music that we've been listening to today. So with that said, once again, folks, please do visit the video description below, find the links to these artists, put them under playlists, save them, share them with all of your friends, throw them some fire, do whatever you can. Let's try to get the word out on these independent musicians. And we do wholeheartedly want to thank you also for tuning into the Underground Sound for your music needs. So please do like this show and you know, share it with your friends as well, and maybe we can find a breakout artist like Jake Thompson and help them make it into the mainstream here. Now for the first edition of the Purple Bowl of Destiny.
Yes, and if you're joining us for the first time, I was going to say, if you're enjoying us for the first time. Oh yeah, that's Freudian slip. If you're joining us for the first time, and if you're a regular audience and you're enjoying us for the first time, if you're actually, how is our audience? Is he okay? So basically,
hey, we're doing quite well lately. There's been a bit of an uplift and uptake in our audience.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing pretty well. We're nearly. Well, the next big milestone is 1,500, and we're nearly there, aren't we? So we're not far off. So
we are.
Bit of a
and
push.
the comments, I mean, people have been dropping more comments, and that's really cool. It's great to see the comments coming in.
It is nice, isn't it? Because it is encouraging, because so many people actually comment and say, oh, that's given me the impetus to carry on. And it's like, wow, these people are just really struggling, you know, to just carry on, keep on keeping on. So analytics 1,453. So we're not far off, 47 away.
1.8 thousand views, 342 watch hours. This has just been in the last 2 weeks, I believe is what it says. So actually within the last week. So within the last week, YouTube kind of did this thing right here where it says that 261 people tuned into you. Then it was going with like YouTube advertising, external YouTube, blah blah blah. Shows that where they went, and we had 19 likes, 21 shares with 7 comments. Is that where? Nope, 12. I was reading that backwards. Still 7 comments, but yes, absolutely, 100%. The engagement has gone up within the last couple of weeks. So we do thank you very much for that, because the more engagement that we have, the more chances at what we were talking about before is that we'll actually bring somebody else into the spotlight. And wouldn't that be really cool for us, gentlemen, if we found the next Ed Sheeran, or if we found the next the Lady Gaga or whoever, I mean, the music that we've listened to, I don't want to just kind of like solely focus on certain people, but Maya Clark is definitely making a huge name for herself. Jake Thompson just came on with this beautiful piece of music here. So we've had Ifte, and we've listened to Rem, and we have just had people from all over the place and all over the world. So we just really want to, once again, not just the fans, thank you for tuning in, obviously, and doing what you do. But please, and your interaction is very much appreciated. But we do want to thank the musicians that are out there really pumping all this music out as well. So.
Yeah, so keep pumping. So we've got this Purple Ball of Destiny. We have lots of categories and genres that we then choose a category at random. We select the genre, and the latest track uploaded on slaps.com is the one that gets played. So you could be that lucky person, that lucky artist who gets their track played randomly. So I'll stir them around. You say when you want to choose.
You spin them right round,
baby, right round.
And you don't even know this, but you're going to be fortunate enough while I'm looking up the song to listen to Carlos Fandango's jokes as I search for the track. So let's pick the genre now.
Now, right. Okay, what have we got? Let's see. Ooh, okay. This isn't one that often has lots of tracks uploaded, like a plenty all the time. So it might be a few days old, the track. So it's synthwave and retro synthwave. So choose either one of those categories, that'd be fine. Let's see what the latest. Oh, I mustn't put it back in there. Let's see what the latest one is while I give you some of these. Well, look what I found. Lucky you. What I found. I found these dad jokes thing that I got given ages ago. And we've got lots of these little cards, so I should give you some jokes here. So I can only remember 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. How does Robin call Batman for dinner? Dinner, 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 Batman. What's round and dangerous? A vicious circle. What type of car did the cowboy drive? An Audi.
Oh my.
Audi. And we've got, how did Bob Marley like his donuts? With jam in, with jam in. Did I hear you say you want one more? Okay, yeah. Oh, that one won't relate to you, actually, because it says, well, okay, what sort of shoes does Winnie the Pooh bear? Sorry, Winnie. Oh, I'm no Tim Vine. What sort of shoes does Winnie the Pooh wear? Kind of poor, just spoiled the punchline. No, he has bare feet.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that bad.
Oh, they're bad. They are dead jokes.
I get accused as Winnie the Pooh bear.
Did I send you the Dad Joke Survivors link? I did, didn't I?
Yes, and we
Yes,
shall, while I'm looking as you know, we thrive on dad jokes here, and there have been some dad joke survivors. So please check this out now before we go on to our Purple Bowl of Destiny choice.
Yes, and the Owl is joining us as well, of course. And Al, this week, I think what Al's gone for, the motif this week is, I think Al was watching the Karate Kid and Karate Kid 2, the originals, and it's Al-san now is the how we must refer to Al just for this week. Just sort of, I think he's been doing some of the moves, and so definitely got some good moves going here, and karate, and just really, just do not mess with him. You also been watching some Bruce Lee films, haven't you? Yeah. So you can do all the stuff, can you? Do you want to show, demonstrate? Is that it? Okay, well done. Yeah, very good. That's me doing the sound effects for him because he doesn't actually talk. So
you realise what kind of martial arts Bruce Lee used to do?
Kung Fu.
Wing Chun.
Wing Chun, yes.
Wing Chun. I mean, it's an owl. For
Wing
crying
Chun.
out loud.
How about that? Well, I thought it was all right. It's quite clever and quick, wasn't it? Oh, it was. And don't forget, Bruce Lee on Enter the Dragon always says, "Boards don't fight back." So I could say, "Birds don't fight back." Okay, over to you, Tom. Over to you, Tom. Back in the studio.
Thank you for that one. For the newest song that we have in the retro synthwave category here, a name that I do recall from one time before, Jimi Uno from Liverpool in the UK. Music producer, composer, songwriter, and artist from Liverpool, UK, as I had just mentioned. But presenting the screen now.
Where's he from? He's from Liverpool. Was that famous pop musical city?
Yeah.
Oh, we've had Jimi Uno once before.
I said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you'd been paying attention, you would know that I had said that.
Oh, okay.
Where's he from?
Well, that's why I said it. The newest song in the retro synthwave category here. It's posted 6 days ago, so it's not necessarily hot off the presses, but it's hot off the presses as far as slaps is concerned here.
Yeah, it's lukewarm.
Yeah. 5 minutes long, so generous. And Lost in the Moment by Jimi Uno, I should say, also available on Spotify here. An 80s inspired synthwave summer banger. The song is about seeing the girl of your dreams, the one you will never forget, missing that chance, trying to find her again, and replaying that moment in your head forever, being lost in that moment. So Jimi Uno with Lost in the Moment. Let's check it out.
Saw you standing there. I'm lost in your eyes, and then you disappear into the night. I retrace my steps. I hope that I will find you. And I can get you out of my mind. Frozen time, I can't rewind. I'm lost in the moments, and I'm frozen time. I can't rewind. I'm lost in the moments.
Well, I do think that song is as advertised. Smart monkey.
So we wanted Purple Bowl to throw in something a little bit like rubbish, didn't we? Just so we wouldn't have another one to pick in the mix. But this I really, really liked. I thought this was a solid production, if I was honest. All the 80s elements are there. This song, to me, just took me right back to all those John Hughes films. And this song would just perfectly sit on a John Hughes movie. Yeah, all those epic moments, and he would put a song like this behind it, and you know those songs would become hits just because you know they're so well paired with the visuals and the content of the movie. And this, to me, would easily sit there. So yeah, from what I could hear of it in my setup at the moment, and sometimes I give them a pre-listen on my Uber setup, but this sounded pretty solid to me. Yeah, I really like this, and as a Purple Bowl, it's a good choice, and it may even make my top 3.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, we were definitely looking for the monkey wrench to be thrown in the engine over there, and now we go to the owl of.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh wow, Owl of Bow. That's a definite approval. And
Owl of Bow.
Owl of yeah, Owl of Bow. So basically, yeah, for me, thumbs up, big thumbs up, big surprise. Thrown a spanner in the works for sure, and the bowl has this ability, this uncanny ability of picking great songs in inopportune moments, i.e. when the show is strong already, and you know already we've got 3 good songs, and One of them's a random choice. So it shows there's good music out there. And how refreshing to actually have a retro synth song that is a proper song, like a synth pop song with vocals and lyrics. Most of the retro synth and synthwave stuff is instrumental. Very few seem to have proper sort of, lyrics and vocalists like they used to. Not necessarily the strongest vocalist in the world, but right for the song and got his own style, Jimmy. I like it. I'll be getting this one on iTunes, no doubt. And I'll recommend it to my brother. He'll love this because he loves synth pop, as you know. And lots of details in there. The vocals, the sort of female sounding vocals or female vocals in there, like sort of Human League sort of style in a way. Maybe a bit of Heaven 17. I can't quite work out. There's something in there that I'm hearing that I feel like I've heard before, but it's definitely leaning on a lot of those 80s influences. But yeah, really good. And I was in straight from the intro as well, because the intro just sort of hooks you in and gets you in. I thought, oh, this is good. Pulsing bass rhythm, drums sound good. Yep, I'm up, I'm in. Done. Job done.
Job done. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh boy, this kind of like seems like this episode is heading in that direction where we're just going to have a really, really, really difficult time choosing the top three, because first three songs have so far gotten the kind of like plus mark on my sheet of paper here on my notes, and I wish that I remembered Jimmy's last song that we heard, but because I don't want to really repeat comments, but I mean, speaking of films, like 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, this is the song that should be in those films. It's very well done.
It was
Helios.
Helios, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that was very Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis, Kraftwerky sort of thing.
Yeah, Marauder.
Yes.
Marauder styles.
Yeah, Marauder, yeah.
Very good again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jimi Uno, I mean, what can I say? I mean, not to keep dragging this on, I mean, both the gentlemen and I are in agreement here. You got a fantastic song here, and it's definitely a summertime vibe, definitely as advertised. It's an 80s synthwave track. So, folks, please do visit the video description below. Again, if you like that song, then head on over, follow those links over to Spotify, save this one onto your playlist. Let's get some recognition for this artist here. Great job, Jimmy. That's all I can say. I'm really in awe right now with the first three songs of the show here. So moving on to song number 4, which is "Smoking You Out" by Rob Hardstone. What do we got going on?
Right, what have we got going on for Rob Hardstone? Right, so let's look at his profile here. Oh, right, okay. He's in my neck of the woods in Kent. So he's in Canterbury, Kent, UK, England, UK. So, looks like there are no influences listed. However, "Smoking You Out," it says, is a song from a selection of odd instrumental songs that I made in late 2017. Now, normally this track 4 slot has been, generally speaking, our instrumental type of slot. And I think this is, once again, instrumental. So, some of these, good man, some of these comments say, "Driving along to this. Love the work. Dope. Very chill and atmospheric. Nice chat. Hard, let's work. I like these sounds. Okay. And sounds very good, man." So, reminds me of Casio. I take it as a compliment, but I see what you think. I can't remember much about this one, but I'm intrigued to hear it all over again, because I think I liked it at the time. It's only a short track, about that short, 2 minutes 07. Oh, about that long.
2 minutes 7 seconds long. "Smoking You Out" by Rob Hardstone, also available on Spotify. I think that's Bandcamp and SoundCloud. So once again, a song from a selection of odd instrumental songs I made in late 2017. Let's check it out. righty then. Smart Monkey, take the comments away, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting little track. So I kind of like pieces like this every now and then because, music to me is about mixing and matching unusual sounds. And this one does it. It has, there are elements that I often use in my tracks where you've got these kind of almost like alien-esque sort of soundscapes going on. And they add this intrigue into it that just does make it almost otherworldly to a certain extent, which of course then makes it arguably something that you could use in TV and media and movies. So, when I heard this track, I was like thinking, well, it's more like a soundtrack piece to me. It could very much be on a dystopian sort of Netflix thing, a bit like Last of Us or something like that. I did have one criticism, and I just can't tell if it's just because of my ears, but there was one note that just ran through this whole track, and it just didn't resonate very well with me. I don't know if it's just because it's up there a little bit too much in the mix, or if it's just my ears that honed in on it, and then I just couldn't hone it out. But it is one note, and it just runs through the whole of the track. And my ear just didn't like it. But other than that, this is a simplistic, it's a unique track. It's of a particular style. It's got a lot of competition tonight to make a top 3. It's not going to make it into my top 3, but it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I think it's got a place. I could see this being, I think Rob could do some good sort of soundtrack music and TV music. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was good.
All right. Rob Hardstone smoking you out. Carlos Fandango.
So, Rob, which note was it? Can you sing it to us?
It went.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah, got it.
Got it.
It's all quite poppy. So you remember some shows back we had Dario Birdsley speaking. It was an unusual one with mixture of sounds. It's more of a soundscape type song, and I found this is that kind of thing. But for me, it was quite interesting because I remember listening to this one now. Oh, go on. Sorry, Rob.
I've just sang that note.
Oh, you're singing
to myself. I'm of an era of when TV ended in the evening.
Yes.
And they did a close down, and all that they did was play one note at the end. It would go.
That's the right note as well.
And so maybe it's just psychologically, as a child, that was the end of TV, and I got really disgruntled. So maybe I'm just being unfair. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, back in the day. Well, yeah, I do remember that as well. Yeah. Oh, let's play the national anthem. And then
close down.
Yeah.
That's actually funny because they did the same thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like 11 o'clock. I remember, 4, 5, 6 years old or something like that. Just seeing the TV, and you knew as soon as the national anthem came on that was pretty much it. They had different kind of like vantage points of the flag, but as soon as that stopped, it was either that ooh, or the bars, or just white noise. Honestly, I'm sorry, Carl.
And that was it, wasn't it? That moment where that note came in, your whole world just comes collapsing down.
Yeah,
that's the end of telly.
But did you used to sort of sit there for about 2 minutes thinking,
like, hoping something else would come on?
Is that the end of it? Do we have to go to bed now?
I was like, oh, I get it now. They're gonna show the porn. I'll stick around for a second. I'll wait for that.
Click the channel. Right, okay, so
Oh,
but yeah, unusual rhythms and using that echo delay, the tape delay sort of thing. And I remember hearing that first time thinking, oh, it's a bit different. Oh, I like the rhythms there. And then when the reverse guitars come in, sort of very sort of Hendrixy, sort of, it's that sound actually that he has on his first album, that specific sound, slightly on the second album as well, Axis Boulder's Love, but yeah, really specific Are You Experienced type of guitar sound on the Hendrix track that was on there, a bit off the wall, like, and I think Rob called it right, with it being a very soundtrack, but very dystopian, sort of metallic and just sparse. It's just really,
like, yeah, it's really good. I quite liked it for that.
Cool little track, I think. And you know, it's not necessarily going to make my top 3, but I do like that one. It's just something about it that's quite interesting, really good.
I gotta say, you know, when you mentioned Dario, I really started to put pieces together here, because I don't dislike this track. I think that the volume is overproduced, because it sounds like it's really clipping at times, and I actually had to turn my headphones down just to kind of like, you know, get the bothersome hum kind of like out of my ears. But oddly enough, I gotta say that I think that this would work as a Butthole Surfers song. Honestly, I mean, if you go back and listen to Pepper, then I really like the way that everything was kind of like working together with these reverse guitars and everything like that. You know, I just think that, you know, if we tone down the volume a little bit, because I totally agree with it, you know, the music, the movies that we've talked about before is, you know, The Day the Earth Stood Still, or Elysium, or, you know, or man, we've talked about so many films in the past that this could definitely go in dystopian kind of like soundtracks for those movies. So while I do think that it was clipping, it was a bit loud, that the production quality needs a bit of work, it's just that thought kept on popping back into my head, where, you know, this could really work as a Butthole Surfers kind of song if you put some lyrics and some drums into it. And then when Carl had mentioned Dario with the Birds, we spent a lot of time talking about that one, and that ended up being one of the more favorite songs. So yeah, I think that this song is provocative in that sense, that it'll get people talking about it, and especially if you hear it in a film, it's going to be very memorable. So Rob Hardstone, Smoking You Out, great job, nicely done. Moving on to the regularly scheduled track number 5, Oliver Twitter, the second time around. Carlos Fandango.
So Oliver Twitter. So, and profile is a bird. So I'll try and work out what that bird is. It looks a bit like a hummingbird, but not quite. I'll have to work it out. But he's from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Songwriter and instrumental music writer, arranger, and producer. Doesn't list any influences. But with this particular song, the second time around, it says, I had a bash at using the Dada technique with the lyrics. So Dadaism was a movement in the 1920s, art movement. But particularly a spin-off of that was William Burroughs, the poet, used to use the cut-up technique, where so you use random lines from books or pamphlets or newspapers, like David Bowie was influenced to use that style, and Kurt Cobain to a degree. So so basically, the cut-up, put them into songs. So this is the technique he's used with the lyrics, and he said it was fun. Comments, so we had 2 saves, one of them being me, and a few fires and a few plays, not loads, but this is going to be quite a niche sort of thing, because it's got a very sort of old retro 60s flavor to it. But we've had comments such as, love this melody, dang, that's fine, I really love this song, amazing, and cool tune, bouncy and fun. So see if you think it's bouncy and fun or just plain old poppy.
Plain old poppy, huh? Okay, so the second time around, Oliver Twitter, I had a bash using the Dada technique with the lyrics. It was fun, and I do see that that at least Craig Flatley here is the artist for Oliver Twitter here. He is replying and responding to the comments that he gets, which I do enjoy. I enjoy seeing artists actually, you know, making an effort and talking back to their fans. So let's check this one, second time around. Also available on Spotify, Oliver Twitter. Let's do this.
you're not too handsome, but I like the way you move. There's something different there that shows you're deep inside. No clumsiness or quiet finesse. With that in mind, I'll do my best, but you're too strong for me. I don't think I'll survive. I'm scared of getting close in case you go away. I think of just how good our time would be in touch. Like children from a pup, you take so freely what I've got, and hurt inside to know you feel it just as much. Some other time I think it might have been quite different. We know it could have been as good as we both pretended. People I love keep passing by, and they don't care to tell me why. I never starting, we have never really ended. You want to love, but you're not sure of what to do. So what to do but laugh and keep our feelings down, and hope that love will take a twist. So even though the best is missed, with any luck we'll cross the second time around. You think I'm crazy, and it's best you think that way. It's my protection from what's really in the wind. I'll think that it's all been worthwhile if you can spare a loving smile and show you know I dare not let you in. A dream, I know, most dreams go underground. It's best to share a dream than tear the other down. I'd have to trust you to be kind, out of control like driving blind. I'll just enjoy your laugh, the having you around. Some other time I think it might have been quite different. We know it could have been as good as we both pretended. People I love keep passing by, and they don't care to tell me why. By never starting, we have never really ended. You want to love, but you're not sure of what to do. So what to do but laugh and keep our feelings down, and hope that love will take a twist. So even though the best is missed, with any luck we'll cross the second time around.
You know, this is getting quite annoying, because just when I think I'm going to hate a song, Carlos Fandango.
Right. So with this one, okay, so this is, I think, very jolly and jaunty. It's quaint and very English. I mean, he's from Oz, but I suspect he's English anyway. But very retro 60s, late 60s, sort of mid to late 60s feel. A bit of a cross between a sort of hybrid of Adam Faith, Anthony Newley, bit of Noel Harrison, The Windmills of Your Mind, that kind of thing. But also there's this sort of slightly odd English, what would you call it? I forgot, eccentricity of someone like Vivian Stanshall from the Bonzo Dog Doodah band. So it's all of those sort of elements combined, plus this odd sort of lyrical thing going on, which is, you know, using the cut-up technique, so, or découpé. So basically, there's a bit in it musically that reminds me of Save All Your Kisses for Me, but only the bit where I love you, and there's a little bit in there that just sounds like that, and every time it comes on I sort of sing that part. So it's got that familiarity of it, but it's got also that very light production touch of those kind of style of songs, those light songs of the late 60s, those easy listening songs, easy, like Dean Martin's version of Gentle on My Mind. So it's got all those sort of elements there, and I really like it. It's just a sort of twee, quaint, nice little number. It's a little curio sort of thing, a sort of curiosity from the past, and I think he's done a really good job on that. I love it. It's just something about it that's so charming. It's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to set the world alight, but there'll be people out there that really like that one, I think, as a quirky little number.
Quirky little number, I'm going to say indeed, Smart Monkey.
Yeah, I got to agree. I mean, this one, right from the moment the lyrics start, and they're almost like just squeezed into this song in such a clever way that you are just drawn into its song structure straight away. To me, it just reminded me of, like, if you were to be going through a record collection that had been left in like an old relative's house, and you were like going, oh, I wonder what these are, and you pulled out a record, you know, totally random records that probably most people had never heard of before, and you put it on the record player, and out comes a track like this, and you're going, oh, well, this is good, and you're like listening to it. It just has that really retro feel of an unknown artist from years and, you know, decades ago, and yet, you know, some modern artists doing their take of that sort of track. Lyrically, yeah, we know that it's been constructed in that kind of way, but that lends itself to this kind of old-fashioned rhythmic style that it then presents itself. And like we said, it won't appeal to everybody, but to me, I just thought it was a really clever track, and I just warmed to it, and I warmed to it each time I listened to it. And the other artist that it reminded me of it is an artist that we've been listening to. Do you remember Toby and Kirk with his kind of singing styles and his kind of look and everything? And they encapsulate this moment in era, and yet they bring it into this moment, the now. You know, these two artists could put themselves on a playlist, and it would be a kind of a really interesting playlist of now, even though they hark back to these older years. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
The comment that I left here for our gentleman here, Oliver Twitter, the second time around with this song, is I was like, you know, this is kind of like Conway Twitty doing freaking disco polo. You know, I mean, there's something Baltic about it, but because it's real simple. It's kind of like polka music, but there's a country aspect to it, right? So disco polo thing, kind of like, it really made me think of, because it's the same drum beat the entire time, you know. So it's kind of like that shaker snare, and it's like really the same thing over and over and over again. But it's very hooky, it's very catchy, and you can't help but be drawn into this, which is my original comment. Is just when I thought I was going to hate a song, I'm like, well, wait a second, I don't hate this. This is actually quite clever. This is, you know, nicely done. And if you listen to the words that he's singing, you know, then that makes it just all that much better. It's just, I don't know, you know. So going off the graphics here, you know, the album artwork, everything, I got to say that this is just very, very well produced all around for all intents and purposes. So I got a thumbs up on this one. I don't know necessarily if it's going to make my top three, because we're at about that point of the show where we still have a couple of tracks to listen to. We've had three really solid tracks. We've had one that was maybe a hit or miss. I still have to think about that one, because once Carlos had mentioned the birds with Dario, then that really made me think about that just a bit more. So yeah, track number 5, I gotta say, goodly done.
I got one word for track number 5: clever.
Yes, sir.
And for me, it's charming.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Yes, charming, I'm sure, charming. So ding 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 ding. Just before our break, it's your chance, Rob, to catch up a little bit more.
It is Smart Monkey's favorite time of the show.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. So you've got so far scores on the doors in the season so far. Perhaps we'll go up to show 50 or something, or who knows. But audience, you're streaking ahead at the moment on 5, thanks to 2 good weeks in a row from Ephraim, Rookie Rogers, who took you up to 5, well into the lead. Tom in second place with 3, and Rob Smart Monkey on 2. What were you doing just then, Rob? I didn't see that.
Nothing. I totally appreciate
His score. He was showing his score. He was showing two.
totally appreciate the competition and their very knowledgeable accomplishments.
Oh, is that what that meant? Oh,
Yes.
right. Okay.
Yes. And I would like to say that we all appreciate a good streaker in the audience.
That's true.
I appreciate your effort as well, Smart Monkey.
Thanks.
Really.
Thanks. Peace,
Yeah.
man.
Peace, yeah. And you have 2 points. Don't forget, and you got a chance.
Actually, wasn't
Great.
that one of the bigger mistakes that Churchill had made in one of the photographs? Was he meant to show peace, but he actually showed like
Well, I think it was
V for victory, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was V for victory. But the reason he did that was because he was also sticking 2 fingers up to Hitler.
Hitler, yeah.
So it was a kind of sort of in joke with the British.
okay.
Very clever man, old Churchill. So your first word, of course, is Rinderpest. So it's R-I-N-D-E-R, Rinder, P-E-S-T. One word, Rinderpest. Rinderpest. Is it A, a Northern English nickname for a pork butcher? B, an evil spirit believed in Germany to be at large on Walpurgis Night or Walpurgis Night? Or C, an infectious disease afflicting cattle? So is Rinderpest, wunderbar, Rinderpest, A, a Northern English nickname for a pork butcher? B, an evil spirit believed in Germany to be at large on Walpurgis Night? Or C, an infectious disease afflicting cattle? What do you reckon?
I'm gonna have to go with a B on this one, Carl.
You're going for B, the evil spirit. What about you?
Schmetterling with butterfly, like we talked about before. Rinderpest.
Rinderpest.
Yes, I'm gonna have to go with B on this one.
Option D is the number you would ring if you had woodworm, which would be a Rinderpest control.
Yes. Rinderpest control. Rinderpest control now.
Well, I was going to go with B as well. And normally I don't pick the same answer as Tom, but I had this natural affiliation with B, so I'm going with it.
So you're going with what?
B.
B.
Oh, you are going with B. Okay.
What's the matter with you?
He's agreeing.
It's just that you were saying you normally go with Tom, so I'm going to go with Tom.
No, I don't normally go.
No.
You don't normally go with Tom.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
no. Normally, Tom tries to coach me down dark alleys and things. My mum and dad told me not to go down dark alleys.
You are the damn host of this game. Like, how do you not keep up with? My God, seriously.
Okay. And audience, what are you going for? Are you going for the same as well, or something different? What do you reckon? You're going for C. Are you sure?
Oh,
Okay. All right. So, Rinderpest is actually C, an infectious disease afflicting cattle. Audience, well done on that score there. Bear with me. I'll just write that down. That's 1-0. So far, but we've got round question 2 now.
This is sad. This is sad that a fake audience is going to beat us.
yeah. It's amazing how the audience do tend to swerve towards the answer. And
Not always. They weren't doing too well until Ephraim come along and stormed it, but they might not get this one right.
Ephraim did help a lot. Yeah,
he did.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's a very wise man.
So I'm going to call this one Vakil, Vakil. It could be Vakil, but I think it's Vakil. A period of seclusion entered into by Buddhist monks. B, an Indian barrister. Or C, the life spirit that is at the center of Jainism. So is Vakil A, a period of seclusion entered into by Buddhist monks. B, an Indian barrister. Or C, the life spirit that is at the center of Jainism. What do you reckon? I'm going to ask the audience first this time, shall we? Or
go
on,
ask the audience.
Audience, you're going for A, a period of seclusion entered into by Buddhist monks. Have they veered towards the answer or not? Who knows? What do you reckon? What do you reckon, Rob?
Well, I think that actually the pronunciation is Yakai. And it is C. Yak Isle. I mean, come on.
Oh, I see. Right. So you reckon C, the life spirit
Yeah.
that is at the centre of Jainism.
Yeah.
And what about you, Tom?
It's just a complete guess on my part. I'm just gonna. I have no idea. It doesn't really sound like anything. I'm gonna have to go with B on this one, sir.
Middle for diddle, B for Tom. Vakil is an Indian barrister. B. Tom,
Yeah,
1 point.
I was talking about a Yak Isle, which was. I think you're wrong.
Rock on.
So this could be,
sorry,
and
right,
probably will be, the decider, unless Rob gets it right, of course.
I'll get it right.
It's
I got that one right. You got it wrong. A Yak Isle is what I said. You know.
Oh, yeah, Yakar. I pronounced it wrong, didn't I? Yeah. Pandine, Pandean, Pandine. Is it A, a member of a musical group playing the panpipes, a pandine? Is it B, all-embracing, brackets, used to describe an omnipotent god, yet a pandine? C, Edwardian slang for a large car, pandine. So what do you think pandine is? Is it A, a member of a musical group playing the panpipes? B, all-embracing, used to describe an omnipotent god? Or C, Edwardian slang for a large car?
These options are just getting really fucking weird, man. Like we're going to a deity to musical instruments to vehicles here. My goodness.
Vehicles indeed. Vehicle.
Pandine, just by the way, just from the way that it's spelled, I'm going to say that it's going to go with the deity. So B.
You go for B, the deity. Okay,
Yeah.
an omnipotent god. What about you, Rob?
You know, I was going to go B as well. Pandine, as opposed to Pandine, which would be B for me.
So you're going for B as well.
Mm.
Audience. You're undecided. Are you going to go for B as well, or are you going to go for... Oh, they're all undecided. Who shouts the loudest is going to get this one? Yep. A. You're saying A. A member of a musical group playing the panpipes, you reckon? Okay. Pandine is A member of a musical group playing the panpipes. Audience just storming this.
Can someone get ready with the bleep button? Fuck off!
Shit. It's so shit.
This week's this week's winner.
If you had said
with-
Pandine was the name of a rock band, I'd go, yeah, definitely. Pandine's a great name for a rock band. But someone who plays the panpipes, fuck off.
You know, we're a music show. Should have gone for the music option. So the scores on the doors.
But it's not a musical contest, is it?
As of this week, audience are streaking away on 6.
Let's streakers in the audience.
Second place, Tom with 3, and Rob bringing up the rear with 2.
Yeah, I like it up the rear.
You must do. You've been there since the show's start. It's where you belong. It's where you feel most comfortable. Up the rear.
All right.
And on that bombshell, back to you in the studio, Tom.
We are going on our little break here, as it were. But during the break, please enjoy this number by our Paul Sultana. It's called Way Back Home, featuring our very own Carlos Fandango. We shall be back to talk about it. Check it out right now as we're on the break. Watch the pen. Ready?
Will I ever get back to where I'm from? Can we find our way back to where we belong? To rolling hills and starry nights so bright, across a gentle stream and up to such great heights. The misty mountain morning breeze, the dewdrops resting on the leaves. There'll never be a home like this one. There's plenty here for everyone. Mothers, fathers, daughters, sons are here to welcome you back home. here to welcome you home. Home where my roots are planted deep, where my mind is clear and heart is free. Surrounded by the ones I love, each day's a gift sent from above. Fields and trees for city lights, the never stopping endless train of cheap delights. The farms and fields are calling us back home. We don't need concrete on these dusty country roads. The misty mountain morning breeze, the dewdrops resting on the leaves. There'll never be a home like this one. There's something here for everyone. Moss Paws and all their little ones are here to welcome you back home. Are here to welcome you back home. They're here to welcome you home. Home where my roots are planted deep, where my mind is clear and heart is free. Surrounded by the ones I love, each day's a gift sent from above. Home where my roots are planted deep, where my mind is clear and heart is free. Surrounded by the ones I love, each day's a gift sent from above. Each day's a gift sent from above. Each day's a gift sent from above.
And we are back for the second half of the Underground set. I am DJ Sec. With me, as always, is Carlos Fandango and a gentleman known as Smart Monkey. Together, we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and we will find the music you love to hear.
Well done, Rob. That was very good.
Thank you.
And don't forget to click on the little bell so you get all the notifications on it whenever Tom uploads a new video. Of the Underground Sound.
I was just thinking how much it sounded like Michael Caine when I was doing that.
Oh, he's not like quite like that. And don't forget to click on the little bell.
Right, sorry.
Trying to get situated here. All right. During the break, we had just listened to what was it? Way Back Home.
Way Back Home. Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
yes.
Way Back Home by Paul Sultana, featuring our very own Carlos Fandango. Featuring Carlos Fandango. So, Carlos Fandango, what?
Well, here's the thing.
What exactly were you doing on this song? Were you in the
Well,
West?
Playing the spoons.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Now, spoons might have been the rhythm I was looking for, actually, because we're trying to add something rhythmically. And for the album version, because I'll be putting the track on the album, this is a single version, I'll be just making a few little tweaks and changes for the album version. But the reason it's featuring Carlos Fandango, we wanted to do Paul Sultana and Carlos Fandango. as per the cover artwork, which has that. But of course, on slaps.com, you can have, like one artist or two artists. Paul's used up his artist. I've got one spare, and it could have used it up, but I want to save it for another time. So we had to do it. You have to do it then as the artist featuring. So on my album version, it'll be Carlos Fandango featuring Paul Sultana. It's just the way things have to be, I'm afraid. But yeah, we'll make some slight tweaks. But the way we worked it was that I reached out to Paul and said, like, I really like your song, Let Your Face Shine, that we played on this show. And I said, I'll send across something when I get an idea. Thought of a sort of John Denver style song, sent it over to him. He changed the key, wrote the lyrics. I tweaked some lyrics with him, and we tweaked the arrangement of the song. He then laid down all the nice parts, the guitar parts and everything, laid down the vocal. I did my harmony vocal, and I did the whistle break as well. So my main contributions to the sound of it was the whistle break and the harmony parts. But I just wanted to leave it as it was because Paul laid down such a lovely backing track. And got the lovely mandolin in there, just beautiful sound. So I didn't want to add too much to it to spoil it, really.
Indeed. Smart Monkey, what have you to say about this song?
Oh man, I loved it. So it has this really good feel good vibe about it, and when you hear it, you just can't help but just get dragged into it and caught up in it, and then you're whistling it and you're singing it through your head the whole time. And I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to put a bit of a video to it. It was a gem to put a video to. I just took the lyrics and just put them as I visually saw them, literally just the way the lyrics played out, and you get this really heartwarming song, heartwarming video. And I just recommend everyone goes has a listen, goes has a watch, and just feel good, because it is a feel good track.
Yeah, he did a great job on the video. Thank you, Rob. So I would encourage people to watch it, because Rob's also made not just a video for the song, but a lyric video as well, which is really snazzy and good. So the lyrics kind of lend themselves to the video, and the visuals really work well with the song, and the feel and the vibe is just captured it completely. So really good. Props, as Tom says, to Rob.
Props indeed. I like the song I like the song because I do like to go camping. It's one of my more favorite things to do is go camping, get out into the country, and just kind of like be one with nature. Oh my God. I'm gonna block both of your faces. Camping's nice. I don't understand what the hell.
Oh well, because in English, in England, as camp is a sort of like a effeminate sort of thing. Yeah, like the Carry On films that you might not have seen. Also, it's very camp. It's a sort of English thing. Yeah,
But camping is to go out in a tent in the wild and camp.
Yeah,
so
that's the sort of double entendre.
It's just us being childish, Tom.
Very childish.
I'm so used to it, and yet I'm not for some reason. It's just listen. As you both know, I'm a fan with lyrics that have meaning to them, and so we've broken away from life, and we've really gotten into the society of just like these concrete jungles and our telephones and our TV sets and everything of that sort. And I think that Way Back Home was nice in that sense, where you can really relate to it, where it's nice to go camping and kind of be one with nature, as it were. So
no, it's good. And was it poppy? I don't suppose it was that poppy, was it really?
I wasn't really poppy. It definitely had a John Denver feel to it. It was definitely more country than anything else. That would be the thing is, we've talked about John Denver on the show here before, and John Denver, especially with Country Roads. This would definitely be akin to that song right there. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that or that statement, because the comparison made between Country Roads and Way Back Home is definitely, I think, what's the word I'm looking for? See, my vocabulary is just
I
totally.
think the word you're looking for is chorizo.
Or Doritos.
Doritos?
I think maybe it was, I don't know, what were you aiming at? Americana? Folk? Country?
Yeah.
Country folk?
Yeah, folk Americana.
That's
For
what,
sure.
yeah, that's what we're aiming for. Yeah.
I think that
I like it.
It was put together nicely. It's a very nice song to listen to, and I got to say that Smart Monkey did an excellent job with putting the together to the lyrics, to the audio. It's just everything now the way that you have it just seems to be working out correctly. And I got to say, great job, Paul. Great job, Carlos. Great job, Smart Monkey. Kudos to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I've got to take my hats off to Paul. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's good.
Pleasure to work with him. Great artist. I would recommend, please do check out Paul Sultana's music because, yeah, he's done quite a variety of styles, but he's moving and heading in that more folk country Americana direction, and it does suit him. Got a great voice, really good voice. Huge talent. Tom looks like he's having a cough in his lungs up there. So shall I introduce the next one, which is Shane Rickerson? Is for some reason the post that was on Slaps has come off, so I've sent you both a link on YouTube to Shane Rickerson's song "LA Girls." But I can tell you about Shane Rickerson, which is on Slaps.
Well, hold on there, Carl.
What have we got? What have we got?
Before we move on to Shane Rickerson here, we do have a message, fellas.
Ooh, okay.
And it says we have a message from none other than the Chemical Brothers.
Oh, cool. Nice one. They're heroes of yours, Rob. Hey, boy. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, boy. Superstar DJ. X-Tech.
All right.
You say, here we go.
Right. No,
Hey, boy. Hey, girl.
I know where my part is here. So here we go.
Yay.
So the message reads, can't get enough of the show. Love the way you take the music seriously, but have a laugh as well. It makes it fun for us while we're doing our thing at the end of music festivals and outdoor gigs. We love Ferrero the Frog best. He's the funniest presenter out of all of you. Well, that seems kind of insulting.
Yeah, they do know he's not real, right? Ferrero?
Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry. I seem to have.
I'll give you the cue again when you're ready. Say when you're ready.
Go for it, because my script was way down.
Oh, okay. Oh, my script's gone. Oh, here we go.
I've got
right. Okay.
no script.
Okay, right. I'll do it again. Right. They do know he's not real, right?
I still don't know what. Hold on. When the
Ferrero.
Shall we go back to? Shall we go?
Oh
back
wait, I found it. I know where I am.
They do know he's not real, right?
Oh.
Ferrero?
Anyway, with the camping thing, I mean, it's just.
Wait a minute.
It is.
You've got to get your hand up his backside first.
Oh Jesus!
Okay,
right.
ready?
Yeah.
They do know he's not real, right?
Oh my God, I hate these. Right, Bro, come on, let's get it together. We're professional. Get paid a lot of money for this.
So it's cue you again.
Yeah, please.
Right, ready?
Yeah, go.
They do know he's not real, right?
Shut up, fucker. Who's that real? Carry on, Thomas.
Thank you. It continues, guys. You keep up the great work, and we'll be watching all the best. And that's from Jacob and Josh at the Chemical Brothers Festival Toilet Cleaning Company based in Little Rock, Arkansas. And factoid, they are actual brothers, identical twins, in fact.
Oh, so it's not the Chemical Brothers, the band, the electronic music duo. Oh, good grief.
Well, that's really disappointing. They're one of my favorites. Oh my god! Oh, my script is gone again. Oh, I've got like. Oh.
I'll be a little prompt. Did you say they're a festival toilet
Right,
business?
here we go. That's really disappointing.
Disappointing.
That's really disappointing. They're one of my favourites. Did you say they're in the festival toilet business?
Yes, sir. They clean toilets.
Well, that sounds a shit job. Literally.
All right, come down.
Well, it's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it.
Ah, shut up, you fool. You try to steal the thunder, you wanker.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh, there's Megan. Oh, okay. These scripts, they fuck me up every time. Right, okay, yeah, right, yeah. Last festival, me and Ferrero. Oh, no, hold on. Start again. Last festival, me and Ferrero went to. He got totally drunk, threw up everywhere in a cubicle
toilet.
Oh my god, this is gonna be one of the worst of the lot. Oh Jesus. Let's start. Right. Last festival me and Ferrero went to. He got totally and threw up everywhere in a toilet cubicle. Didn't you? I can't look at him and look at the script. After you saw that woman.
It was horrible. It was horrible. The cubicle door popped open and I could see our front bottom, all those nasty pink wiggly bits.
Oh no, not vulva vulgaris again. Oh.
It's not even in shot. Poor Ferrero. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah. Smooth as like clockwork again.
Smoothest.
I'm sorry, Ferrero.
Smooth as silk.
What a bloody bother. I wasn't even in shot. How much you bloody pay me for this? Piss off.
I didn't think you did bother, Ferrero. You certainly didn't bother to learn the script.
Oh
my goodness.
Oh god, wow. Right, so
everything turns out all right in the end.
yeah, we got the oh dear, that's not looking good with your finger there. Paint it green or something. Right, okay, so Shane Rickerson is from California, USA, singer-songwriter. It doesn't say who he inspirations are and so forth, but some of the comments on a different track, because we did have a different track up, were awesome sound. I like the older vibe, so he's doing lots of sort of vintage rock sort of thing going on, and certainly with this one, this is no exception, and it's called LA Girls. So we're just going to watch this one on YouTube as the music's on there at the moment. Over to you.
Interesting. All right, LA Girls by Shane Rickerson. Let's check it out.
Lost in the daylight. Maybe I've been thinking of you and the way you move in the moonlight. got me feeling cruel, yeah, I've been floating away, lost for days on your sinking ship's not sure whether or not I'm the one that you've been thinking. You've been thinking. LA girls with golden curls, but nothing compares with you. Are my sweet distress. My life's a mess. Living without your love, you got me thinking of. Living without your love, you got me thinking of ways to make you mine, ways to make you nothing compares with you. Are my sweet distress. My life's a mess. Living without your love, you got me thinking of. Living without your love, you got me thinking of ways to make you mine, ways to make you mine.
All right. Shane Rickerson there with LA Girls. Smart Monkey. How we doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks.
Yeah, nice time to have a little chat about how things are. Weather's been good. I don't know what you thought.
Oh, weather's been shit here. It's just way too hot. This is like
I'll just get back on the track.
it probably feels like it's about 102 or 103 outside.
No, I really enjoyed this track. It has that. It definitely harks back to an era. I mean, to me, it almost reminds me of the glam rock era. And you know, when I look at Shane's profile pic, he's got the look rocking, and oh my word, it. Well, I'll cheat a little bit here, because then what I did was I went and listened to some of his other tracks. And they're phenomenal. They really are. They just really do take you back to this era, and there's quite a talent going on here, because his vocals lend that era, but the band itself and all of the rest of the instrumentation, the song structure, just takes you right back. And he's got it so perfectly constructed. It is really good. I've got to be honest that. This to me, this track isn't its strongest track, but it's still damn good, and I recommend other people listen to some of the others. But this one here is still likely to be up there in my top 3. It just has such a real good retro vibe that just takes me back to an era that's long lost, and he does it so well, because he almost lives in the part. if that makes sense. He's not just singing. He's not just that, singing as an act. He almost lives the part. It's good. I like it.
All right. Well, Smart Monkey likes it. Carlos Fandango.
I like it too. I must say. Oh yes, okay. I like it too. It's basically, I've written down. The glam rock thing is totally on point because that's where he's at, and this is very Mark Bolan T-Rex in style. Particularly, I was thinking it's very much from the 73 to 75 period. So from the Tanks album to Zinc Alloy and the Hidden Riders of Tomorrow to Bolan's Zip Gun, that era there, right there, with those female vocals in there and a few little bits of glockenspiel here and there, and just that swagger and the attitude and the I'm a rock star. This is, here's my music, and just fantastic. So it's got all that sort of Mott the Hoople, bit of Bowie in there, bit of the sweet, perhaps even the slight punky attitude of the New York Dolls. All that sort of stuff's in there, mixed in, and I really like this one. I actually did buy this one on iTunes shortly after I'd first heard it, and I thought I like this kind of music, and I will check out his other stuff. Although there's a couple of T-Rex songs that have got this real sort of vibe like Main Man, and there's a few others, but they're just really, really cool sound. There's a bit where he's holding his vocal and it's a sort of slightly out of tune note, but it really works, and it's deliberate as well, and it just works in the song. It's so perfect.
That bit that you just referred to, I was exactly the same. I loved it. He holds that note and it just sort of bends a little bit, it's just
there's a tiny bit of clash in there, and it's not the clash, but clash of notes, but it just works so well because there's that sweetness of the glockenspiel in there as well, and the female vocals, and yet there's that sort of rock. This is not as it seems. This is not perfect. This is, and it's great. It's just that almost Lou Reed sort of feel about it in that terms, because he'd never sung, perfect vocals, but it had that attitude. So it's all in there. And if you like that kind of music, check out Shane's stuff because you'll love it.
All right. Well, there we go. I got to say, this is definitely kind of feels like the 60s, 70s kind of vibe to me. One thing that kept coming into my mind as the song was going on, is it kind of like reminded me of a bit of Guns N' Roses, but like November Rain, ballad type of song, but just kind of like really, really hard on the edges, if you know what I mean. So sounded fine. There weren't many production issues to be talked about with this one here. I just think that it was nice, catchy all around. I really had a difficult time kind of like placing this, like who would I place this with, which what band would I go with. But now hearing you guys, it's just like kind of like Bowie-esque. I think can we get to the music for a second?
I agree with Carl's like Mark Bolan references and that. I thought they were bang on. Yeah.
Okay.
It was hard on the edges.
Yeah, they were hard on.
Tom said hard on.
Moving on to the track where I'm gonna hate Carl for this because I cannot pronounce this name for the life of me. So Carlos Fandango, take it away.
Yeah, so I believe it's uMakhwapheni with the song Sophumelela. So basically, it says, this is my new release, Maskandi song. So it's a style of music. Please support me. This song is talking about lovers. So let's have a look at and see what we know about uMakhwapheni from Johannesburg, South Africa. Now, the last person we listened to, I believe, from Johannesburg was Lion J with his country music, with the song, I think it was Yes, I Love You. And the influences
very much. I love you too, but let's keep it professional here.
Yeah, well, it's never said, and we should say it more often. But we know we read between the lines. We do love each other. The Soul Jazz Orchestra are one of the influences. Radiohead, out of Old Town School of folk music. The Fray, Davido, and Little Baby Bum Nursery Rhyme Friends. Is an influence as well. Now that's an act I've got to check out, unless that's sort of like some sort of kids CD thing, but that could be like one of those odd acts that you need to check out. A bit like when you keep mentioning, Tom, the what's the bum thing? Arse bum thing. This the acts that have something to do with bums.
Butthole surfers.
Butthole surfers. I was going to say anus.
I'll put you out of your misery. You're just going to keep going. What's that thing you like to play with? Bums?
The thing you like to do, anal rimming.
Arseholes? What is it? I can't remember.
Bum fun. So basically, I'm the only person who's commented on this, although there's 2 saves, 32 fire and 10 plays only. I think it's worth more than that. And I said that intro caught my ear, has a nice feel to it. Love the bass line and tone. Nice layered vocals. Nice job. So, see what you think. I said the word nice 3 times. See if you think it's nice.
All right. Here we go. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Well, let's check it out.
Sophumelela noma kunzima siyophumelela kulelo thando lethu noma benenzondo abanye abantu abalifuna uthando lethu abalifuna uthando lethu.
All right. Sophumelela. It's kind of what it looks like to me. So, Carlos Fandango.
Bless you. So yeah, I mean, it's basically got a very happy groove about it, and that's largely driven by the bass. It's a very strong, pertinent feature of the song. Lovely little intro as well, and then just sort of drifts along. It's so jolly. It's like you're walking along. It's almost like a sort of Pixar ending of a film, or a Disney film or something. It's just kind of got that sort of vibe about it. Production probably could do with some refinement, and the vocals be a little more prominent because they're sitting a little bit too low in the mix, I think. But maybe that's the idea. It's got that sort of soft sound to it, but it drifts by nicely. And it's not what I'd call a standout track, but it's a very nice track, and it would go on any world music playlist, or if you've got some sort of African music on there on your playlist, it's that would sit nicely with some of that kind of music. So I actually really quite like it. So very good.
All right, Smart Monkey.
Yeah, so this track, so when that intro kicks in, it has a very unusual sort of guitar intro, and it has this reminiscent feeling of perhaps like a really young kids TV show. It's a very strange intro, and then it kicks into this really well produced African track. It has a real good feel about it. So what starts almost humorously doesn't. It translates very quick, or transgresses very quickly into a very serious track. And then the vocals are the star of this track in my mind. They're very hypnotic in their approach, and it does remind me of that very sort of tribal get together, and they're all singing together in this kind of tribal way. And it did then make me wonder how this track was produced. Is it one single vocalist layering up multiple layers and producing this effect to a good effect as well, or is there really multiple vocalists in there singing their individual parts? But the whole tone of it and the whole feel of it is a really upbeat, good, almost African tribal vibe. I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I do see that it can have part on like various TV things, and that it just has this really good feel about it. I didn't pick those production issues that you did, Carl, but then maybe it's just because I'm listening.
It might be because it's the first time I've heard it since I heard it, and I can't remember how it sounds originally, but through the headphones it just sounded a bit like it needed a bit more oomph.
Yeah,
because the vocals are low in the mix.
Didn't pick that up on the first listen I had, but I think this is a really pleasing track, and these sort of world tracks that are popping out like this, they draw you in and go, wow, this is a solid track of that genre of music, and this was up there for me from that side of it. It was really good. Really enjoyed it.
Right with the vocals as well. I think he's got such a nice kind of gentle voice, calming, soothing voice.
So is it just him on multiple layers, or is there other vocalists in there?
I think so, because it says he's a multi-talented. This is on his profile picture. It's got multi-talented Maskandi artist. So and if you can see the profile picture, but he's sitting on a chair with a couple of candlesticks. They may be drumsticks with danger, or maybe they're shakers or something. They're they could be sort of special candle instruments. Pretty cool though.
Decent enough track, I gotta say. Definitely a worldly song. My main beef with it is the production issues that are there. Vocals are super distanced, and the instruments are like super overpowering. So you like the bass. I'm not digging the bass so much because it's it's really there. It's really you know, it's really there up in front, and it really drowns out the vocals. So I don't know if this is a live take. You know, it very well could have been, you know, a live take, kind of like recorded off of like, you know, like a standalone Tascam microphone or something like that. You know, could have been something like that. So if this is a live take, and you know, and we're going with it like that, then I mean, nothing negative to say about the song, because it's, you know, it's a worldly song, and it's very nicely put together. The only thing is that the vocals need to be a bit more distinct. They need to be brought forward. You know, the instruments keep drowning them out. So that's all that I can say with that one.
And the vocals are the start. They are good vocals. They're really good. So yep.
So what we need to do, I think personally, is just once again, I'm just one man with one opinion here, and which is all that any of us are. So I do encourage everyone once again to hop down into the video description below and find the links to these artists. If you did happen to like that one, then obviously save it on your playlist, and please do share these artists. That way they get some recognition, and once again, maybe we could put a little bit of money in their pocket, even if it is 3 cents per 1,000 streams. So moving on to our second edition of the Purple Bowl of Destiny.
Indeed we are. Indeed we are. Yes, we are. Here it is with all the categories. Ching. Oops, and one falling on the floor there. So I won't tell you what that was, just in case you're disappointed. But yes, okay. So I'll stir it around, and you can let us know. Hopefully Ferrero will join us for this Purple Bowl. We've got possibly Socky joining us as well, maybe. He's got a relation that's coming soon as well. Ferrero's there.
Where?
So Ferrero's joined us for the bowl, so we'll get Ferrero's opinion on it as well, perhaps, maybe. Or maybe Ferrero could shout now, and we'll get this finally chosen.
Are you ready, Ferrero? When you're ready. When you're ready. Ferrero, when you're ready.
He's a bull dick.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry, Ferrero, what did you say there?
I think he said now.
Now, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Sounds to me like you said you're a bald dick. Right, chill out is the category. So, Rob, do you and Ferrero have a joke that you're going to read out?
Well, we can, yeah. Actually, funny enough, bear with a minute, because
I've got a couple of quick fire ones if you want in the meantime.
Yeah, you do your quick fire ones.
Right, where are the Andes?
At the end of your armies.
Well done, yes, at the end of your armies. And a large hole has appeared in the high street. Council workers are looking into it. Why couldn't the sailor play cards? The captain was standing on the deck.
The captain was standing on his dick.
On the deck, sorry. What do you get if you drop a piano down a coal shaft? A flat minor. And finally, did you hear about the man who drowned in a bowl of muesli? He was pulled under by a strong current.
That's just crap. That's crap, isn't it? That is really crap, isn't it? So,
absolute shit.
Ferrero, the other day, I told you had to change your password, didn't you? And what did you say to me?
I said I changed it to your penis. But someone said it was too short.
That's not funny, Ferrero. Anyway, I thought I better change it to 8 characters. And so I turned it to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Right.
All right, everyone preferred.
I think you should have stopped
it. And Ferrero won the game with that one.
Yes.
I told you about my penis.
Yes.
Keep my penis out of it. Keep my penis out of your mouth.
Yeah. Keep your fucking
Keep
Yes,
my penis out your
Dirty fucking
motherfucking mouth.
I now slap him.
Oh my God.
That was a
All right.
funny one. Okay, are we all ready for this song?
We are. Here we go. So we got the newest song with the in the chill out category. Artist named Bran, Bran. The song was reposted 2 days ago, and it's R&B soul, neo soul, hip hop, jazz, chill out vibes, blues, all rap, blah blah blah. Influences include Andre 3000, Erykah Badu, I should say, Kanye West, Young Thug, Lil Wayne, Nelly, Ludacris, Outkast. We can all feel where this is going so far. So presenting the screen now. And Bran is from St. Louis, Missouri, Chicago born, and he's a country raised. I'm not kidding. St. Louis born, Chicago raised, and country made.
Oh, Country of the K.
Yeah.
Country.
That's what we got going on here. This one is called C'est la vie.
Oh, C'est la vie.
Yeah,
That's life.
what it is? C'est la vie?
C'est la vie, yeah.
Mm.
Hey, la vie. Like Robbie Neville song.
Yeah.
I don't speak German, so from what I can see here is available on SoundCloud, and there's a link tree to Napster. Bran, the name of the act here. Let's check it out.
Ain't no peace to the PD, they don't even wanna hear me get no pity from my pretty city. Is you really with me, pass the paper, pass the trader, pass the weed and pass the green, pass the weed, treat like communion place. Say la vie, we been battling addiction, phony women and afflictions on a mission, more plays than I say you on the piston, talking vision, can't be living if you living, but we living in the cell hell. That's given, inhale, exhale, keep sinning, oh well, that's hell. We living, don't sink, just float, keep swimming. Prizes only show if you think you're really winning. Proof is in the pudding if you putting in the wine. In the Hennessy, the in my body, now I'm fine. Underproof eternal flame, now I got the dime. Shipping really changing, now I never got the time for anything. Wish I could go back and change everything. Before you got killed by the PD, and wish they had some pity before they even saw the black nigga with some skills in the. Ain't no peace to the PD, they don't even wanna hear me get no pity from my pretty city. Is you really with me, pass the paper, pass the trader, pass the weed, pass the green, pass the weed, you're like communion place. Ain't no peace to the PD, they don't even wanna hear me get no pity from my pretty city. Is you really with me, pass the paper, pass the trader, pass the weed, pass the green, pass the weed, you're like communion place.
Yeah, look, now I know I done fucked up a lot. You know I'm gonna fuck up again. But just know I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, niggas having pity parties, we just spark it up and light it. We just doing everything that everybody taught us not. Is going through the same problems and always never saw them. Always choosing dark inside, always look like DC got them. Man, just got them. Yeah. Saw that problem. Pathetic, I'm an addict, I'm an idiot. Too influent to be acting like I don't be doing that. Doobie in my pocket, want no cash up in my wallet. It's like wall up in my face, blocking all of my blessings. While I'm thinking about my grave, keep my peace and no poverty. Stay up on my way from my safe, and you know, keep your 10 toes out the grave, and we know everything about you, homie. Popping pills, be vibing lonely, pussy popping, got new shorty. All this talk depressing on me, another day, another 40. Tell them, don't stress me. Ain't no peace to the PD, they don't even wanna hear me get no pity from my pretty city. Is you really with me, pass the paper, pass the trader, pass the weed and pass the green, pass the weed, treat like communion place. Please. Please.
Nigga, I had just got a new set of tires and the bitch wanna come back the next couple of days and wanna slash my shit again. Like, what the fuck was this bitch even thinking? Like, she had no regard for anything I had going on. Nigga, the fuck wrong with you?
I've been stressing, dog. Stressing. Bitch got me fucking stressing, dog. I can't even handle this shit.
Nigga,
no
you
more,
too
bro.
worried about these hoes, bro. You way too worried about these hoes.
She
Hoes
got me
come and go, bro.
doing all types of.
Hey,
What's
Nick.
good, Nick?
Okay. Bran and Stocky. What did you think?
It's so bad.
No, let him keep going. Let him keep going until he figures it out. Huh? Turn your damn microphone on, man.
Oh,
It was so bad you had to censor it.
It was actually, yeah. Because
Beep, 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 beep.
what he said was, what he was going to say was, well, it used the word net. No, you're not allowed to say that. No, you mustn't say that. So it was said several times in the song. That's okay, apparently. I'm out as soon as I hear that repeated. But it's a different world. It's a different thing. It's not for me. The beats. It was the beats that were sort of those beats where it's sort of kind of a bit all over the place, and you know it's kind of the rhythm's a bit disjointed and broken. It's for some people, I suppose, but it's not for me. That's for sure. And I don't know. It's just it's not my thing. I mean, I don't mind being objective about music, but it's there are some things, some rap I can sort of kind of objectively and actually like as well. Some some I could actually admire, but it's I'm out.
Smart monkey.
Yeah, I'm similar. I think on this one, there's a certain like rap style, and when it hits that monotonous tone and it never changes from it, and that just goes throughout the track, it just loses me because I just can't. To me, it has nothing that draws me or hooks me into it, and it has to be something pretty impressive if you're going to do that, and that has to either be lyrically or just some kind of catchy element to it. But this to me was just flat. It was a flat track. And then of course, oops, can you hear me? Because my microphone's fallen over. I've just realized my microphone's fallen over.
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
We can hear you just fine. Yes.
It sounds just the same, yeah.
So when it then we have the use of the language and everything, and then I'm like, okay, and I know it's that kind of it's that audience they're trying to put it to, but it just hones me out even more. And I know that it's a particular style of music, and maybe that we're just not quite into that. But for me, musically, if it doesn't have any musical content to it and it's just very flat and very monotone, it's never going to appeal to me anyway. So yeah, for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's had nothing to really latch on to, and I think that's the problem when it is that monotone. Well, it's two notes. I mean, I think it's and that was it. That was pretty much it. Apart from the talking elements, what you could class as the rap / singing elements is just single to two note stuff all the way through. So yeah, there wasn't anything. I was like, you might listen to Dre, Eminem, or something. And there'll be something interesting to latch onto and listen to musically as well as the rap. I know a lot of rap music has the music that's very samey, so the focus is on the rap. But I think when neither the rap's particularly different, interesting, or ear-catching, and the music's not ear-catching, you've got nothing to go on there. So a bit harsh, but I know. But it's there's a lot of this sort of thing around.
A bit harsh. It's reality, is what it is. You know, I've mentioned it before. As rap's gotten lazy, and I kind of had hopes for this song when it first came up, because I was like thinking like, well, okay, this is a different kind of beat, which means that, you know, we may be getting into kind of like a bit of like Jamiroquai territory here, you know, and then I was thinking like, oh, okay, no, we're not. So are we gonna hit like a bit of a freestyle, like Mos Def or something like that, you know? No, we didn't get that either. So now it's just kind of like, did we just fuse rap and jazz here? And it's just like, no, we didn't do that either. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just kind of out, because I kind of figured for all those examples that I just gave, like Jamiroquai with Virtual Insanity. I mean, it kind of almost sounded like it, but then it just really, really quickly turned into not that. And you know, gratuitous use of words just kind of like really played this down even that much further. And there was that one annoying that note that kept on going throughout. So I got to say that without it being a song, I got to say that this is this song has so far been the monkey wrench in this show. Is that the Purple Bowl done good in the sense that it finally threw us off track with the other music. Listen, Bran, c'est la vie, and we do wish you the best. It's just listen, we're three old white guys talking about music here. That's all. You know, our expertise lies in production and you know and things of that nature. So if you did enjoy that song, folks, by all means do visit the video description below, find the link to it, make it your own on SoundCloud and wherever else it may be. So you know, like I said, these are just three opinions from three different people. That's all. Other people may like this very much. I myself personally do not. That's all. And from what I gather from the fellows, then the fellows do not either. So here we go with Darren with Jolene, Khor, Levent, Altuntas. Look, shit. What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, I was just trying to get. I was going to introduce
Darren shit.
Sucky's cousin Reggie.
Oh,
but, I can't get
Mombrea shit.
This is Reggie. Yeah. He's a bit from a different sort of part of the world, really. But yeah, he's all right. But just wanted to say hello, really, because his eyes are all over the place.
How you doing, Reggie?
Reggie, yeah. I'm okay, thanks. I'm from a different place entirely to Saki. Reggie.
Where are you from, Reggie?
I'm from a different drawer. I was in the loft, and I was found. You sound like
in the loft.
Somewhere. Oh, sorry. Somewhere from like, is it America or somewhere in America? Yep, somewhere in America. Well, that's all you're gonna get from.
Somewhere in America. Where are you from in America, Reggie?
What does it sound like I'm from? You guess. Is it somewhere in the South? You think maybe the South? Does it sound like?
No, Montana. Are you from Montana, Reggie?
You got it one. Montana. How did you get it right? Unbelievable. Oh, Reggie, man. Oh, that was a great guess, wasn't it? Yeah, it was amazing.
I'm sorry. I'm
going to say bye now. Okay.
No. I meant to say South Dakota.
Oh, you've been wrong. If you said South Dakota, good job you didn't, wasn't it? Well done, Reggie. Well done, Reggie. Yes,
because you're from Montana. Okay.
I'll be seeing you later with one of my eyes.
And with a non-moving mouth at some point.
I can't get him off.
Are you going to be able to remember that voice that you've just done next week? Will it be someone else?
Wow. Already.
That's not the same voice.
Sorry,
Oh,
did you
what's the voice I did?
voice I just done? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. By the way, in case you're going to ask,
I was going to ask, just so
Yeah.
long as they speak.
That's ironic, isn't it?
well, you know how much I love my Macs and how little bother they cause me, and now it's off to the menders to sort things out because nothing's obvious on a Mac. Well, I've got an I love Mac badge today. Sort of.
My Apple Mac.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I Apple Mac. I mean, I never thought of it like that. I thought of it as I love Mac. It's not. I don't know. It's well, you know.
Do you really though?
No, he
I
doesn't.
mean, it's a bit of a love-hate relationship, more hate than love, but it's kind of one of those ones that's a bit tempestuous because for my music, Logic Pro is fantastic, but
Side chain on it though, can you?
Say again.
Can't figure out how to side chain on it though.
No, I need guidance on a lot of things. I can't do this at all.
That's a low blow, smart monkey.
I'm telling you, it's
Well, the
'cause
problem
it's-
is, you see,
it's Reggie is helping him hook it up. That's
Yes, it's difficult with them trying. You know, it's like wearing mittens, you know. But yeah, it's the problem is, you know, it's the people that are trying to help me do it. You know, just it's the tutors. They.
I think the sentence you're looking for a bunch of pricks.
Well, it's mainly you, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I still stand by
Aren't these
what
your
I said.
neighbors?
No, I've just got to watch some of Smart Monkey's tutorial. Well, the tutorials Rob's shared with me. So I've got to learn it. Once it's working and talking to the quad capture interface, I can't get it talking to it at all. I've tried several different things, but nothing you do is really easy or obvious on a Mac. It just isn't. You know, whatever you try and do, it's not obvious.
No. You go into the audio settings just like you would.
Yeah.
And then you just choose what interface you're using. And as long as it's hooked up to a USB or a Lightning port, then you'll be fine.
No, sir. I have my next door neighbor who's actually quite good and techie and okay at this. And he actually, we sat down, he sat down for 2 hours doing this and we got nowhere. So I've given it to my old IT guy that I used to use and he'll get it sorted.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be that hard.
No, so let me ask you a question. How old is your quad capture?
That's reasonably old, but the software I looked up on the Roland site and looked up there's a Mac version 11, version 12, and there is actually a 13, but it's an SMF player, whereas the other ones say they need the whatever it is. It's one of the things you could download was version 13. I tried that. I tried the version 11 and 12 and a few different ones, but it just would not talk to the Mac at all. It didn't like it. So I'm hoping the IT guy will just sort it out.
Sounds like a Windows issue to me. I don't know. Okay, so with this long ass list of people here going on, splattered canvas, fast. What's going on here?
What's going on?
Well, I put Reggie back on. And he's just
I was going to say, why did you
Reggie, tell us what's going on.
no, I know.
Do you know what I'm doing? Just go on, go away.
You were going to make Reggie the Mac spokesperson.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's
whenever you clicked on the connect for this thing, did the street lights up and down the street just go boom?
It's a bit odd, honestly.
Turn the power on.
Susie, the language she's been hearing is just, you know, effing this, effing that. Oh, you see, and all sorts of things, you know. It's
Gosh darn it!
Pudge, flip. Oh, I can't think of C word that's not offensive. Anyway, it's yeah. Oh, it's
Black
been
knackers.
it's honestly been awful. I've been sort of getting so stressed out with it, and I actually said the other night it was that bad that the IT, because I was thinking everybody tells me like Apple, Mac, you put them in, it's plug and play. They say. Oh, it's not. It's not plug and play. That's bullshit.
Right, because-
You basically you connect everything up, and then you put in the word that it actually is, and you go into the help thing, and you type in the word that it actually is, and it comes up with nothing, and it doesn't even come up with suggestions to do with the thing that you've put, even though they've got things on there because they're named differently. It's just absolute crap. But they're really good when they're working, and but it's the connectivity and the logic's missing.
That's enough from Carlos Fandango.
You did. And that was a really good mute as well. That's absolutely.
Hold on, I don't know how to get it back down. Carl, unmute yourself. Oh, hold on.
That's the end of the show.
Was it me?
You better go home now.
No. I
Oh,
muted
right.
you. I didn't know how to unmute you.
Oh, okay. Honestly though, I've had such a week, and I got to the point where I was
Mute him again.
I got to the point the other day. I'd finished 2 hours of.
I could just keep doing this.
I sat down with my head in my hands, and I was like that for about an hour, staring. And I wanted to jack it all. Honestly, it got me this bad. It got me this bad that I nearly jacked it all in. Everything. I thought, I just don't want to know it anymore. And I was actually at the point of really almost jacking in the music because I was so frustrated with it. It's got to stop. You've got to start making logical things on the computer, Apple. You've got to start calling things backup when they're the backup, not bloody time machine. You type in the help backup, and don't know what backup is. So it doesn't actually recognize the word backup, and it knows that time machine is a backup device. So it's like, wow.
Okay.
Who are these people designing these things?
Every time you do that, actually, if you do that suddenly, it does sound like you're blanking out certain swear words. But you still go.
That's what made me laugh about the other song. It was end this, end that, and then they suddenly did a little beep in there for a flip.
What was that about?
Yeah, no.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, shenanigans.
Damn.
Beep. Jam it.
Damn it.
Oh,
Janet.
for crying out loud.
So we've got Darren Sung,
Yeah, so anyway.
Jolene Khor, Levent, Altuntas, and Luke Mombrea. And this song is called Splattered Canvas, Part 1, Fast. So that's relating to the speed, not to not eating or anything like that. But what do we know about the artist? It's Darren Sung is the actual artist behind it. Influences include Hans Zimmer, John Williams. Oops, I've just flicked down there. Ramin Djawadi.
Down there, I think I know him. Yeah.
Howard Shaw, Ennio Morricone. So, not many people. Oh, yeah, they've had 69 file, 1 save, which is me, and 30 plays. Comments have included, well, won't include that one. Nice textures. It's just. There's not much of a comment going on there, really. It's just people trying to sort of sell their Spotify playlists and things. But anyway, I put, as the great George Formby used to say, it's turned out nice again. He didn't quite say it like that, but anyway, this one says, my pals and I, who run a podcast called Composers in a Jukebox, have just released a new single out of pure YOLO impulse. So you only live once. Impulse. You basically, we sat together on a Sunday afternoon, improvising freely on several instruments, including a flute, violin, piano, and kalimba, which somehow didn't turn out too shitty. So we thought of sharing it with the world. So this is the result of that session. So, or one of the results of that session. So see what you think. It's a bit sort of odd, jazzy. Might be to your taste. Who knows?
All right. Darren Sung. Splattered Canvas, available on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, Amazon Music, YouTube, and Spotify. Well, laughing. Oh, I thought Carlos muted me for a second. Can you actually mute me?
Can I? I don't think I can. Can I?
You might be able to. I don't know. I gave you.
Let's try. No, I've just made the screen big. I don't know what I can do now to get out of it. There we are.
All right. Well, here you go. Darren posted 2 months ago. Let's check it out. There's with Jolene, Khor, Levent, Altuntas, and Luke Mombrea. Splattered Canvas. So smart monkey.
It's an interesting title for the track. It is a splattered canvas of music. So I kind of relate to what they're saying. You can almost see them just throwing paint brushes to get that splattered canvas. And in this instance, it's musical instruments. Now, when it first starts, so there's a show in the UK called The Fast Show. And there's a scene where these panpipe players will just sort of randomly just rock up. Yes. And they start playing these like really random notes. And it's like, it's amusing. It's comedy because it's just so like, it's just chaos. Nice. And at first when this song starts, there's an element of that. And you think, oh, really, this is just people just blowing random notes. And then as it progresses, it gets, it's like chaos that brings itself in and tightens itself up. And then the violin comes in and it pulls it all together. And then finally, all of the instruments, you've got your piano that then comes in and dances beautifully over the top of it. And as it progresses, it really tightens up into quite a nice track. If I have one criticism, it then ends too short because as it's just getting there, it sort of fades away and disappears off. So, you know, to me, it's a clever track. It sounds chaotic, sounds very random at first. And you know, if it is being played live, then that makes sense. You know, if they're all just joining in and then gradually coming together, then that makes perfect sense. By the end of it, it's a nice track. And where I then saw it is being on like documentaries and kind of shows where you want that kind of element that's a little bit unique and a little bit more natural in its approach. And you know, the formulaic style of music doesn't lend itself well to that sort of thing. And this really works. This really works in that chaotic sense of nature. So I could see this really sitting well in a documentary, a nature documentary, or something along those lines. And when I first heard it, I had visuals of like rainforest, and then the outback. And oddly enough, you know, somehow it transgresses into the outback for me as well. So I think that it has potential. It really does. I think it's got a nice feel to it ultimately, even though maybe at first it sounds a bit comedic at first, but yeah.
All right. Well, Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, I was interested to see if this would appeal to Rob in the respect that, you know, being a very visual person musically, and to you, Tom, as well, actually, in fact, because it is a really visual track. It's like an artist splattering, like Rob said, you know, splattering paint onto a canvas. The first stages of that the early part of a new piece of work, just splattering the paint on, splashing it on, and just seeing what occurs before you then start tweaking it and changing it into something else, which would be presumably part 2 and so forth. So it's the fast part 1, the early stages of the artwork being made. And yeah, it is surprisingly cohesive, particularly as Rob says at the end. And I can imagine, yeah, this nature thing is a really good call, because it's the sort of, yeah, the sort of, funny enough, I've got the calendar up here and it says about the rainforest in Borneo, and it's all about that kind of thing where you imagine a time lapse, flowers opening or closing at night time, sunsets and clouds moving fast, or a cocoon turning into a butterfly, whatever, you know. So all those kind of things, this would accompany anything like that really well. So this could be perfect for making a video to, particularly nature videos. But yeah, I get the jazz club reference as well, because it's yeah, nice. And it's I think, well, was it jazz club that they were actually playing on the panpipes? I can't remember now. But
no, they just have these interspersed scenes where they just sort of stand there like a buskers. And then just not playing it. Actually, Carl, you've just nailed something that I hadn't actually appreciated, that is even more clever in this track. In that, when we were saying you're like flicking paint onto a canvas and the picture develops as you're doing it. So in those very first random flicks, of course, it's going to be just noise and nonsense. And then as you start to add your elements, it brings a cohesive picture. You've nailed it. I think that is what this track does. It starts very random, those very initial splatters, that then the other instruments come in and pull it so tightly together. So actually, I'm really loving this even more. I think it's even more clever than I first appreciated. And yeah, it was very much in that style. I expect randomly people playing instruments, and then someone or each of them starts bringing themselves in. But that makes this even cleverer, actually, if I was honest.
Yeah, and I think they've only uploaded the one track so far, part 1, fast, and I'm guessing the tracks have been released perhaps as an EP or a single with maybe 2 or 3, 4 parts in total. But we'll have to check that out and see if there's more, or if it is just the one part so far. But I like the idea of this being something that's maybe 2 or 3, 4 parts long and does develop like a piece of art. So
but even that first part develops,
yeah,
splattering down, and then they bring themselves in on this first part. They bring themselves into a very coherent piece that's actually quite beautiful. So yeah, I like that.
I'm kind of jealous of you guys because, you know, every time we talk about like an eclectic piece of music like this, you know, you always say, well, there's this kind of like program in the UK and there's this kind of like thing in the UK and there's something on the telly. You always have something to kind of like compare it to, right? Where this is just really, I mean, it's chaos. It's chaos, but it's kind of like a controlled chaos. And I like this track just because, it has the instrumental, these kind of like world instruments and instrumentals in it, right? So you're definitely picking up on a bit of an Asian vibe here, right? Or at bare minimum, kind of like somewhere, you know, a bit east of the Middle East, you know what I mean? So we could be talking about China, we could be talking about Japan. It's really, really, really cleverly done, and I totally get what you guys talk about with the painting, especially, you know, where the album artwork is concerned here, where it's like the first splatter. It's the first splatter. It's nonsensical as the first splatter, right? But it's going to come into this nice big picture. So I got to say that with the people that were involved here, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like from the get-go that were involved in this song, right? And I'm very curious. I'm very, very curious as to where the song progresses from here, because right now I'm very intrigued. I personally think that this may be my favorite of the night. I really do. It's something really different. It's something out there. I don't have a television program to compare it to. I don't have anything to compare it to. The only thing that I could say is that this could probably be something that can be found on like America's Got Talent, in the same way that we're talking about it, where they're doing a whole bunch of music and they're painting a bigger picture of what's actually going on. I think that it is an artistic piece of music. And that's really where I have to leave this, because the production quality is good. The instruments are good. Everything really sounds solid. This really sounds like it's going places. And Darren S&G, we were kind of making fun of this, obviously, but Darren is from London in the UK. And I just got to think that maybe there's some of those UK vibes that he's picking up on, that you guys are picking up on, and that you guys are talking about. I really, once again, don't have anything to compare it to aside from like America's Got Talent. And I would love to see this final masterpiece that this picture comes out to be.
Yeah, and I think you are picking up also on this obviously the Asian sort of influence, but particularly I think the Japanese music influence, the classical Japanese music. And I was just trying to think of, there's a couple of pieces, I forgot what they're called. It's something about the stalk or something, and they're quite haunting, a lot of these. I think it's Takamitsu or something that does. There's this sort of very elemental sort of pieces, and you hear this also in the Akira Kurosawa films as well. Those elemental forces, the flutes, and you do get the pianos and violins and kalimbas and things in there. But there's other instruments as well. But it is so elemental, and I think this is what's appealing about this one. And I've forgotten how good it was, actually. It was the more I hear it, the more I like this one, that's for sure. And I think it's going to be such a tough decision tonight. We still have got track 10 to go. I'm going to really struggle, because I've got probably from tonight I'll end up with 6 in my top 3, potential for top 3, and I'm going to really struggle to.
Again, you can't have 6 in your top 3. It's top 3 is the top 3.
I've got
Let me get my final thoughts out here on this song, right? So we went on a pure YOLO impulse, right? You only live once impulse, right? And we sat together on a Sunday afternoon, improvising freely on several instruments, and then you get this kind of gem, which is kind of like, really, this is what you guys are doing on Sunday afternoon, just improvising freely. Like, wow, you guys need to sit down and like turn this into a completely pro production in that case, because if this is the you only live once kind of like outcome that you're getting off of a piece of music like this, then please sit down and make it proper. So once again, folks, I happen to love it myself, so please do visit the video description below. If you love it as well, then make it your own, save it onto your playlist, go share it with your friends on your preferred social media platform, whether that be Instagram, Facebook. I don't know, maybe you're still on MySpace. I don't know anybody that's on MySpace still, but just in case you are, then just if there's a share option there, then please do share this music, because this is the stuff that we're talking about. This is stuff that you're not going to hear on a daily basis. You're not going to hear it on the radio. Throw it on your playlist. Just show a like, show some love, share it with your friends, and by all means, just do throw it on your playlist. Show these independent musicians, I should say, some love. Very, very, very cool. Very cool. So I think take a quick 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go squeeze one out. All right. Let's hit it. Track 10 for the Underground Sound this 21st day of July in 2023. Atomic Temple, The Devil Can't Stop Me Now. What do we got going on here, Carlos Fandango?
It's curious because Atomic Temple is the act, although the slaps artist as such is Sugar Thief, so I'm not sure what the connection is there. But so we've got influences that include, so it doesn't say where Atomic Temple's from, but the influences do include all the sort of stock standard sort of greats of Rolling Stones, The Who, Kinks, Smiths, Morrissey, Elvis Costello, INXS, U2, Def Leppard, AC/DC, Cheap Trick, The Cure, Talking Heads, and more besides. So The Devil Can't Stop Me Now. And this one is a bit of a rip-roaring end to the show. Good show closer. And it's a problem. Now, I'll warn you now, the actual track that is uploaded to mainstream websites hasn't got that long tail on the end. Is actually sort of edited correctly. So ignore this at the end because there's a bit of silence at the end where it was uploaded to Slaps slightly incorrectly. So just the track itself is a bit shorter. It's about sort of 4 minutes long, not 4 minutes 45. So this song is about not letting anything stand in your way, not even the devil. So it's a positive message, and the comments are few and far between. It's had 3 saves. 3 saves, but 31 out of 31 plays, 1 in 10 ratio, which is not bad. 7 fire only. I think this deserves a lot more than that. And the comments have included loving the vibe, positive message, and fuck yes, thank you. This is really good. So see if you think fuck yes, thank you. This is really good.
So it should be really good. 3 minutes and 56 seconds is what I clocked this thing at. So Sugar Thief, also known as Atomic Temple, The Devil Can't Stop Me Now, is available on Spotify as well. I'm pretty sure amongst other places. It's a bit tedious to put all the links in there, as I know for myself firsthand. So here we go. The Devil Can't Stop Me Now. Let's check it out. All right, The Devil Can't Stop Me Now by Atomic Temple, Sugar Thief. Hold on, I actually have to stop this from going. Okay, Smart Monkey, what do we think?
Well, a big bunch of whole 80s vibes going on here. Wow, I mean, this takes me back to bands. Well, let me just say what I put on my notes. You know, chorus lines reminded me of Def Leppard. There's very strong sort of chorusy vibes going on there. And then you've got all those other bands of that era. You've got Whitesnake, you've got Poison, there's a whole host of them, and it just sits so beautifully in that era of music. As a band, they're really tight, and those vocals are really great and reminiscent of that era. If I have one comment, it's that I found the mix the whole mix a little muddy, which is a shame because as a band they're really good. They really just hark back to that era. So my one suggestion, and it's not a big criticism at all, it's just about, and we've said this on numerous occasions on this show, you know, just put that little bit of dosh, and it's not a lot. It really isn't in the scheme of things, to getting that bit of polish on your production, because the band itself is shining, the vocalist is shining. It's just the mix that needs a bit of fine tuning. You know, it's a really nicely performed rock song. It really is. I mean, I imagine these guys are great live. And I've said it before. This one particular track just reminded me, and I really think this has to be done. Someone needs to do a remake of the Lost Boys, and then take some of these newer contemporary bands and drop them onto the soundtrack, because these guys are fantastic for that sort of thing. We do need a bit of a remake of Lost Boys, because it was a classic film and it just needs a bit of rejigging. And yeah, maybe I should direct the Lost Boys. That's it. I'm going to do it, and I'll pull these guys in and put them on the soundtrack. Love it.
All right, Smart Monkey going to be directing the Lost Boys. Brilliant film, by the way, if you've never seen it. So go check that one out. Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, I think the production being that you mentioned, Rob, being slightly muddy. I mean, I've bought this one on iTunes. I really like this song, and I think those may have been sorted by the stage of getting to putting it out there. So
yeah,
it might be just that the slaps upload isn't quite the final mix, but nevertheless, yes, what a well constructed and tightly composed song. I mean, it's really well thought out. Heavy retro 80s pop rock vibe, as Rob mentioned, you know, Def Leppard's in there, Whitesnake, but Bryan Adams as well, because you've got the sort of I'm going to run to you kind of reference there, I think, you know, for Bryan Adams' Run to You, I suppose, but and a very hooky chorus, tonight, and also, you know, it just gets you singing along straight away. Good harmonies, tight band, solid lead vocal. The lead vocals, actually, although it's a different style of music, his voice has a sort of sound of Pete Burns from Dead or Alive. A little bit of that in there, and the ones that did You Spin Me Around Like a Record. And but yeah, a different kind of thing entirely, but that kind of vocal. But it's the bass, the driving bass notes, and the ascending bass line into the chorus, just that little note shift into the chorus, lifting into the chorus every time. And that is then utilized after the great guitar solo, using a lot of different techniques and things, into a fantastic and well handled key change, because it's the bass notes that sort of dun, dun, and then it just leads up to, yeah, we're ascending, so you can ascend a little bit higher this time, and it works so well. Yeah, proper. Yeah, because a lot of songs don't do the key changes these days, whereas in the 80s they did do key changes and they did them well. Witness something like okay, different style of music, but the master of key changes, Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say I Love You. You know, just lifts. He knows exactly how to do key changes so well, and yeah, very clever, and good. Sort of rock song, pop rock song, if you like. I like that one a lot. So that's going to be a contender in the top 3. I'm going to really struggle tonight because I like a lot of these songs a lot. So all the artists are going to get a lot of credit tonight. But yeah, I'm going to have to whittle it down to top 3. So it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. That's for damn sure. So notes that I had written here is it kind of sounds like this version, because you said that you bought this on Apple Music, not iTunes, Apple Music, and so I got to think that maybe you're hearing quality than I am. I thought it felt like a bit of a better production, which is no biggie, because there's a lot of songs, especially independent songs, that come out like that, bedroom productions, and that's fine. I wrote down also Kiss, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi. Yeah. And I kind of thought to myself that if I were watching the Rocky movies at this point, especially partly like towards like Rocky 4, where, he's in Russia, he's training and everything like that. Like, would this be like the theme for his kind of like going into the stardom? And would it be like, because if I could remember, my goodness, I don't remember for the life of me now which one was the song that was used there. I could look it up quickly on Google if everyone will bear with me here. So we'll go Rocky 4. Rocky 4.
Rocky 4.
Training. College. It just shows where it was, for crying out loud. Anyway. Music. It says that it was by Vince Cola.
Sorry. We're sort of listening. We're having emoji fun.
Yes, I can see. I can see that. So it says blah 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 blah.
Of course, we love a bit of blah 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 blah.
Lyrics by Vince DiCola is what it says, and I'll have to look at that for sure because now I got to listen. Give me a second.
Okay. So, what do we say while you're doing your thing?
Yeah, so it says Vince DiCola. It literally just says training montage Rocky 4. It's pretty much where we're going. So what the fuck are you guys doing now?
I'm getting so tired I couldn't even fill that little gap there. So what should we say? Oh, that was terrible. So unprofessional. I'm sorry.
Well, this show is nothing but profession. Like, what are you talking about? So
only 11:45. I'm getting very tired.
Mm.
Heavy week.
No.
Been pounding the pavements in Brighton this week, so
pounding the pavement in Brighton.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, we were at work. We were doing sort of like not canvassing, cold calling and stuff, dropping some leaflets off. So pounding the pavements, just walking the pavements and just cold calling.
What?
Doesn't matter really, but it's made me very tired now. We've got lots of coastal sea air. It was very nice.
From Cornwall.
In Brighton.
Down here. You're down in Cornwall. No, Brighton's not Cornwall.
We're talking about the coastal sea air coming from Cornwall.
Yeah, coastal sea air would be nice in Cornwall. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be better in Cornwall.
Good quality.
I wouldn't have it sorted down my way.
Do y'all see that this is what I have to deal with every single time that you didn't even get this. Again, camera right here, just making sure that it's good song. Once again, made me think of the Rocky montage. So Kiss, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, anybody that's from the 80s can very easily fall into this category. Great song, great job, nicely done. For my 2 cents, I don't know. Lots of competition in the running.
Yeah, I did get the Rocky thing. That's a really good call, actually, because that is a great thing for a montage. And I thought it was Rocky Balboa rather than Rocky Montage, but still.
Lost Boys. Lost Boys. I thought it was brilliant for a Lost Boys.
Rocky Montage was the Italian counterpart.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
It was the it's Ivan Drago, wasn't it? The Russian.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yes.
I still got to. Yeah, I think we've watched Rocky 1, Rocky 2, or Rocky and Rocky 2, and we're due to watch Rocky 3 next. So I'm looking.
Don't bother.
No. Oh, Rocky 3 is great. I like it. Rocky 3, Rocky 4. I don't remember Rocky 4 much.
Rocky 3 is the worst out of that whole fucking.
What do you think? I thought it was all right. Wasn't it? I thought it was all right.
No, it's horrible. That's the one with Mr. T, and just like everything all kinds of gets scrambled. The script is way too short. Everything is edited and just directed like just kind of like nonsensically. Before you know it, Rocky's in the ring and he's all this. Anyway, no, I don't want to give spoiler alerts for anyone that hasn't seen Rocky 3.
Well, I haven't seen it for years. I forgot. I thought it was
good. Or whatever it was. No. So Rocky won't Rocky 2. Skip Rocky 3, go to Rocky 4, Rocky 5, then watch Rocky Balboa, then start
Rocky Balboa is good, yeah.
Yeah, right. And then just start watching the Creed series and just don't worry about Creed 3 because that one also is just kind of like.
I thought Rocky Road was good until they dropped the cherries in there, and
yeah,
marshmallows, raisins, chocolate, but not cherry, for crying out loud.
Rocky Mountains was beautifully shot as well.
Yeah, we're gonna do our right now. We're gonna do our honorable mention or our shout out for that matter, and our top 3. So. Carlos Fandango looks like he's about to kick, not kick the bucket, but
I love it. Have you got any last words tonight?
Yeah, wouldn't you feel bad if I didn't
pass on?
If I woke up dead tomorrow, I don't know.
Well, if you wake up dead tomorrow, that's going to be a totally different story that we need to talk about.
So I think if it was going on the basis of sort of what's the best, most commercially viable song, probably Jake Thompson because it's radio friendly. But for me, it's the ones that are so difficult. There's 6 that could have easily got in there, but Splattered Canvas is growing on me. But I think Jimi Uno was the surprise of the night because the Purple Bowl. So he's going to be my honourable mention, Jimi Uno, and I want to check that song out and hear it in the flesh, as it were. So my top 3 is going to be Oliver Twitter the second time around. Really quaint, really charming. There's something lovely and wonderful about that song, quite magical. This is really difficult now because it's between Shane Rickerson, LA Girls, and Atomic Temple, The Devil Can't Stop Me Now. I bought both on iTunes, and I just Shane Rickerson number 2 and Atomic Temple. I think The Devil Can't Stop Me Now number 1, just because it's such a catchy song, but it could either be switched around very easily.
All right, we are somewhat in agreement there, Monsieur Smart Monkey.
Okay, how's everything going? Everyone all right?
Oh my
yeah,
God.
not bad.
Sounded really weird, didn't it? Okay, yeah, I'm in agreement here. It's been a bit of a challenging night to pick some good tracks. So, Jake Thompson was right up there, right at the start, and I thought he would be there the whole time. Very talented young man. But unfortunately, there were a bunch of tracks this week that have thrown me. Are they commercial? No, they're not. But are they intriguing and musically clever? Yes, I think they are. And that's where I've gone and started to rate my music tonight. So I'm going to say that because, yeah, it's great to have commercial tracks, but every now and then when a track pops out at you and you go, that's really clever, that's what I've gone for. So, therefore, my top three, I mean, Jimi Uno's came out as a surprise. That was a Purple Bowl of Destiny, and it was such a well-crafted 80s song. It knocked some of the others down. So he's in at my number three. Shane Rickerson, just because I love that kind of glam rock style that he's bringing back into things. It's just, I just love it. I just think that's really cool. And the one that's totally taken me off guard and has really surprised me, but has grown on me as we have talked, is I won't say the artist because I'm going to struggle here, but Splattered Canvas. If I said the artist, I'd be struggling. As we were talking about this track, I thought it was so clever, because when I first heard it, I thought it'd be in the bottom levels of what we were talking of what we were reviewing. And then as we were talking, I was like, how clever is this? How clever is this splatter painting, this visual thing of which I am notorious for, is seeing music visually. This splatter painting, someone's splatting paint down and then gradually it's coming together into this beautiful painting. So for me, it just had to be Splattered Canvas. That's my number one now, oddly enough. I think it's brilliant. So, there we go.
Cue the dramatic music.
That sounded like the bloke in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, didn't it?
Did it sound so much dramatic as terrifying for crying out?
I was thinking more drum roll.
Yeah. My shout out today is going to go to Jimi Uno, Lost in the Moments. Jimi Uno, Lost in the Moments, is going to be my honorable mention here, my shout out, because that was a PPOD choice, and it really came through. It really shined. So I got to say that Karan Karma is going to be my number three with the song Dangerous. It really worked. It just, I mean, it was an altogether just flat out brilliant song, honestly. Number two, not just because it was track 2 or anything like that, but Jake Thompson with Bitter Peace. I think Jake's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. I think that his career is going to work out splendidly, and that he's going to have a lot to offer in the future. And my number one, with, of course, there's featuring all the other people with Splattered Canvas, Mombrea, Luke Mombrea, Splattered Canvas, blah blah blah, whatever it may be. That's going to be my number one, just because that really took me by surprise. It really took me by surprise. It was such an eclectic mix, and such just for people, once again, hanging out on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, or whatever the video description was or the song description was, just for people hanging out and just making music. It really turned out to be a lovely type of song. And if that is Act 1, then I really cannot wait to hear Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, and wherever this act actually ends. It's going to be brilliant, because you don't get recording like that just by people just hanging out. You usually don't. I should say, you usually do not. So for that reason alone, is going to be that Splattered Canvas is going to be my number one of the evening. So that would be it. Splattered Canvas, Better Peace, Dangerous, Lost in the Moment as the shout out. Jimi Uno, we love you. Obviously, we've loved both of your songs thus far, and we do wish everybody the best. And please, folks, do remember to visit the video description below. Find all of these artists, whether you agree with our top 3 or not, for each of the fellows here, and go put them on your Spotify playlist. Make their songs your own. Let's get them a little bit of cash in their pocket. Once again, even if it is a few pennies on the dollar for each stream. But the more that we share and the more that we, kind of like give recognition to, the more money that these artists will actually make. So it's not all about the money, as we know, but money doesn't hurt. Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness, I've never seen a sad person riding a wave runner from my experience here. So for the Underground Sound folks, I will say I am DJ X Tech. With me as always are 2 very delightful gentlemen, 2 very close friends of mine, Carlos Fandango and Smart Monkey. Together we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and find the music that you love to hear.
And of course, don't forget to click on the little bell icon right here. It is magnetic. I didn't realize it's magnetic.
What is that tickly little stick you got there?
I thought it was a cattle prod for a second.
This is an extended.
Like he's gonna shock himself.
It's a torch. It's extendable and it's magnetic. So when you drop something, say under your desk, and it goes into the darkness, you can see where it's gone. Click, pick it up, and there, hey presto, you put it back again.
So should you lose something up your anus? That is fantastic.
Yeah, I've never thought of that use, but I mean, if you do get something stuck up there, you could actually view and see what. Have a little look, prod around, attach a little GoPro to it. And Bob's your uncle. So yeah, it's not bad, but it's good. I've also got a pointy stick as well, like the army things, and you can point at a map and things. I've got one of those, and that's fantastic. So it's all the gadgets that Susie buys me. But anyway, if you click the little bell icon on YouTube, you'll get notifications on whenever Tom uploads new Underground Sound videos, which is great because you'll get notified of all those great new songs that are coming out from independent artists.
We will definitely keep you up to date as much as we can here. Once again, please do visit the video description below, not only for these artists, but for the hosts here, Carlos Fandango and Smart Monkey and myself. You can find links to us. You can also find the links to our website, usundergroundsound.com. Keep tabs on our radio station coming soon. We have some really good shows lined up for you as far as that's concerned. And thank you for joining us once again for this episode 44 of the Underground Sound. Thank you to our show sponsor, Nathan Brashear of Monsters Are Real. Please do visit monstersarerealmusic.com and do check out Nathan's body of work there. And for this evening on July 21st, 2023, I should say toodaloo.
There are no goodbyes for us. Wherever no, that's the wrong quote. Hold on. I'm tired. The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again.
Ah, beautiful.
Hello and welcome to the Underground Sound. I've got it back to front. I'm sorry.